reason why I'm talking about this is because a lot of people are invested in the FaZe drama that's going on. There's been a new update from Brother Banks. Obviously, I covered it yesterday as it was unfolding, and the thing is, you know, there have been confirmations of a lot of the things that that other people were saying. Basically, like he just came out and instead of I don't know, like trying to defend himself or anything like that, he basically turned around and was like confirming pretty much everything that other people were saying, which is maybe not the best idea. Okay. Yeah, I know he posted the text messages under his video. I saw them too. It's pretty crazy stuff. He even confirmed saying the N-word, but he said it wasn't in a racist way. No, I know. It's the classic white boy trope. Okay. That's a classic. But yeah, obviously later in the day, in like 2 hours, all the other former FaZe new gen people are gonna come out and talk about this as well. Talk about their experiences as well. So I'm sure that a lot of eyeballs will be on this. A lot of attention will be on this as well. Like I said, let's just get started on I guess like updating you on everything that took place yesterday. Initially, FaZe Banks came out, started talking about how Max was actually like everybody in FaZe and New Gen hated one another, all this stuff. He dumped a lot of money into it and they were never getting anything back in return for it. They got conned or whatever. And the New Gen FaZe were all just like, they were demanding so much, right? And the reality of the matter is they weren't demanding so much. Now that there's more information, including from Cecilia D'Anastasio of Bloomberg, from the Bloomberg side, we now know a couple things. Number one, New Gen FaZe comes out. FaZe Banks, at the time, along with others, basically tries to take over the company again, take it away from, Vulture Capital, take it away from, these big Wall Street corporations, and for a while, it seems like New FaZe is actually popping off, right? Feels like New FaZe is popping off. They got all this new talent. They're all clip farming. They're doing a lot of, IRL streams. They're not doing like the old school FaZe stuff, right? And it's great. Having said that, however, it seems like there's less sponsorships than ever before, even though they are more popular than ever before, right? They're not doing trick shots. They're not doing like too many. They're not really that invested in like the video game streaming side of things. They're just doing more lifestyle content, culture content. It blows up, and part of that ownership is not just Banks, but also the guy who owns DraftKings, right? And it seems a couple months ago, the guy who owns DraftKings, there's a lot of drama around Banks, and Banks officially sells his 20% ownership share of FaZe and says, I'm out, right? But it turns out maybe he wasn't out. Turns out he actually was still tapped in with the guy who owns DraftKings, who creates a management company, okay? Creates a management company called Hardscope. And this management company called Hardscope is basically trying to show that the new gen FaZe boys and their, all this newfound fame for FaZe is actually proof that they can make random people on the internet become like super celebrities and all this stuff. Like greatly, they're leaning into the hype that New FaZe got, and all of that hype was specifically because of the friendship and the content that these guys were creating on their own, right? So they wanted to, I think, try to trap them into a 360 deal. It seems like it, at least, and we'll get more details We'll get more details soon, right? Later in the day, but they didn't want to do that. Like a lot of these guys didn't want to do that at all because they were like, why the fuck would we do that? Why would we give you a percentage of the revenue that we're generating for ourselves with like subscriptions and with like ads and whatnot? In under normal circumstances, a company like FaZe, the company is supposed to just like get a piece off of the sponsorships that they're bringing in. That's how it usually works, right? That's not, that didn't fly, obviously, especially because content creators in this side of the entertainment industry have a shit ton more power and a shit ton more autonomy because it's a very low overhead business, right? You could just like literally pop a stream with your phone if you wanted to. Okay. And on top of that, these guys also have generated a fuck ton of money. So they can basically do everything on their own. They can hire the talent on their own. They can basically do everything they want to on their own. In any case, there's a lot of back and forth about Blackboy Max, who left FaZe before everyone else did. And that's what Banks has been kind of dialing in on. And there's been some back and forth since yesterday between since yesterday between Banks and Max. So I guess like what's the initial timeline here? I'm going to start off with who responded to who first. Obviously Banks comes out with a tweet 2 days ago. Max responds to that by playing a laugh track, which pisses off Banks. Banks responds to the laugh track by saying, Max is a huge ego, and he's fucking bullshitting, and he's the reason why all this stuff blew up, and all this shit, and then Fatboy Dip, who is Max's cousin, who also worked as an assistant but didn't have a non-disparagement clause in his contract, basically comes in and starts leaking all these details, including but not limited to saying that Banks has said the N-word when referring to Max, which was one of the reasons why Max left, or it was like basically the straw that broke the camel's back, right? So, now, with all of that in mind, no, not with a hard R, with a soft A, let's take a look.
I talked to Lacey and Ron today. They're all going live tomorrow, and they're going to speak from the chest as to why they left FaZe. It's the most I've talked to these guys in the last 5 months, and it's all just become a lot clearer as to like how this all came to be. And it just, yeah, it sucks. The whole thing fucking sucks for everybody. And I don't think these guys are interested in it being farmed or, this whole FaZe thing, all the work and effort that everybody's put in over the last 2 years, those guys, me, all the staff, it's just being fucking completely shit on and stomped on right now. And I don't think anybody feels good about that. But the one person that jumped straight on the opportunity at the fucking first chance they got to jump right in the middle of it and farm it, Blackboy Max. You can always count on him. And wow.
Now, saying that like he's jumping in the middle of it and farming it is crazy, because look, I know all of these dudes, including Banks, okay? And my assessment from afar, as someone who is not like, as someone who knows a little bit of the background, but not everything that's going on, okay? From my perspective, it feels like Max took a lot, like he took a lot of hits. like whether he wanted to leave because he thought he could, he could do better on his own. And it does seem like that position has been now vindicated by the rest of the new gen FaZe Clan content creators leaving. Okay. He basically fucking sat there and ate it and still, let bygones be bygones and tanked a lot of the fucking shit that people were saying at the time, only to then reveal in this moment, like some of the details that he was going through in the background that he never actually ended up revealing. So I don't think it was like a lot of content creators have big egos. Of course they do. There is a level of narcissism that everybody has, myself included, that there's this little voice in your head that says like, oh, I have something to say and other people have to listen to it, right? There is definitely almost like a requirement. I think you guys all know this, right? As watchers of streams, I think you're all aware of this, right? But having said that, it's about how you manage it. And also on top of that, it's about like what you do, how you carry yourself in spite of all this stuff that's going on. And I feel like Max tanked a lot of the fucking shit that that was getting thrown in his direction because we didn't even find out about it until after the fact. So let's see.
Max, I'm going to be talking to you directly. And for everybody watching, I'm going to be sharing our conversations from the time I left FaZe till now, including all the drama and all the issues, supposed issues that me and Max have had. Because his cousin just went live and apparently I'm this fucking awful, terrible guy, monster, who Max had all these issues with. But as you'll see, and when I share our conversation, that's not the energy that Max has given me over the last 5 months. As a matter of fact, and not to spoil anything, but I've talked to Max more in the last 5 months than every other FaZe member combined. Max has asked me for opinions on everything from creative to content to his career. He's asked me personally.
Dude, he's like 20 years old. I think like I don't know. I think Banks is being a bit he's kind of losing the plot here. He is 20 years old and he's looking for advice and he's looking up to you in spite of the things that he's gone through, in spite of feeling attacked, in spite of feeling like he got a bad deal out of everything. He's still like trying to patch things up,
Personally for help managing his career from here on out. He's confided in me about his team sucking and things falling apart. And the big one, since Max wanted to go live and talk about standing on business and I was right and look who was right and I left FaZe first and look at me, 100K viewers, high as fuck off the clout and the fucking engage, just proving everything that I said 100% right yesterday. This streamer brain shit is real. They are actors. And he jumped on this opportunity not because he cares about anything that I've done or cares about anything that I've said. It's because it makes the most sense. Kick me while I'm down and farm this FaZe shit and suck as much as he can out of it. And that's what they fucking do. And that's just fact. Anybody that argues against that is fucking fried.
Yes, Banks and I are the same age. We're both 34 years old, Chad.
This whole thing, like I said yesterday, fried. We're going to get into the conversation. I'm going to show you guys right now. And you guys tell me if this looks like a conversation between two parties that have an issue with each other. All right, so here we are. Here's my conversation with Max, July 28th. This is when...
Shower, hold on. You still in the shower? This is our word to call me. Yo, when I'm on stream, I'm going to speak highly of you. All this shit doesn't need to be brought to light. You don't even have to worry about that. And like I said, I apologize about that tweet, Max. You don't even got to say all that. I would never speak ill about any of you publicly. It really just breaks my heart. Any of y'all think I had any bad intentions? It crushes me truly. I wish talking about it wasn't so difficult.
That whole thing where he heard that I said, fuck y'all, blanks. Again, this wasn't aimed toward Max. This wasn't said at Max. There was never any sort of like racist connotation toward this word being used ever. Saw people talking about hard R and shit. No, that's all noise. Absolutely not. What Max's initial response to it was, hey, stream speak highly of you. Shit doesn't need to be brought to light. You don't have to worry at all. Like I said, I apologize for the tweet. I said, Max, you don't got to say all that. I would never speak ill about anything publicly. Breaks my heart, crushes me, whatever. I'm showing you guys this.
Poor choice of shirt, considering that he's being accused of saying the N-word. First of all, he's not even being accused of saying the N-word. He admits to it in this sequence of events. He's just like, yeah, I did, but I didn't mean it in like a he openly admits to that. He says he meant it in a like a quirked up white boy kind of way where he was just like using it as a term, not directionally in a racist manner, which again is a distinction without a fucking difference. Okay? And no, the Iron Cross isn't like a Nazi one. It's just like a fucking skate brand for people who are losing their minds over this. Once again, everybody loves the aesthetics of certain things. We're talking about people dropping the N-word, and you're literally like, oh, what is he trying to tell us with this Iron Cross shirt? Like, shut the fuck up, chatters. It has no significance in this at all. Please, Jesus Christ. God damn, dude. You're so funny.
Transcript for transparency purposes. I've deleted all sensitive information.
Wait, what is this? What? Yeah, this past couple of weeks have been rough, bro. Overall family and dislike. I'm leaving FaZe, and I just wanted to say, despite our disagreements and our differences and whatever, I don't want to get on the phone and chop it up with you. Whenever down the line soon, I definitely need some time. Just think and collect everything right now. But I want to say I appreciate you and the shit you've done for me because you have helped in many ways, and that shit is very appreciated, bro. And it's not taken for granted the slightest bit, despite whatever is happening over the course, past couple of weeks, months, whatever. And I have love for you still, of course. That's it. Last a lifetime, you know. And I don't regret being in FaZe a single second at all. I'm definitely glad I did this, but I think it's just time for me to part ways for sure. And I just wanted to give my appreciation 100%. So, first of all, like, this doesn't make Max look bad at all. If anything, this makes you look bad for revealing this stuff while also simultaneously revealing that you said the M-word. And I say this as like someone who's known Banks for many, many years. It's just like this is incredibly disappointing. And I don't want people to say, I told you so in the chat. Okay. This is fucking ridiculous.
Transcript for transparency purposes.
Like
I've deleted.
I'm looking at this as an adult. Okay. Wait, what? Why? What happened? I appreciate this voice message. This past week has been one of the worst of my life. I'll be honest. I'll always love for you, bro. I'll always be rooting for you. Did something happen? Yo, could you call me alone? I just have something I have to say. It will feel weird, wrong, off not to say it. I know it's a heavy time right now, but I got to tell you this.
All sensitive information. This is him randomly saying, like, you called it. This is after he left. I think he left like August 5th or something like that. Sent me this. Like, you called it because the T app or whatever about guys. I said guys were going to make one about girls. Whatever. I said we should have built it. This is the typical.
Too obvious law. We should that they commission a team to build it. We'd be way up. Okay. She hit me before Wham stream. That's my boy. Been telling him to tap in. Do you think that's good changes? I've been thinking about doing that for a while. He said 2,500. Nah, to be honest, Black Boy Max is iconic, but 2,500 is free. Like, you might as well cop that in case, or if you want to do something down the road with it, a project, a brand, 2,500 is nothing. 25, a pair of Balenci pants.
Kind of cars we would have. This is him responding to me asking if he wants at Blackboy on Instagram. Asked me if I thought it was a good change. Told him Blackboy Max was iconic. Again, typical conversations we would talk about.
You can bring if you want, of course, but it better if you slide solo. Calm shit, more of a personal combo than anything. I'm just come alone, still sliding. Yo, I still got to go to the gym. You leave tomorrow. Nah, I dip Monday. Just slide on me after the gym. No rush. I'm going to walk and grab coffee and handle a couple things around the crib. Bet. Can I pull up to you tomorrow at like 12? Today got away from me. Yeah, that's chill. You got Addy.
The first time Max came over since he left, it was at the end of August. He sat with me. We talked for a few hours. I want to say he was at my house 2-3 hours.
Does he use the same AAVE with other FaZe members? I love this community's analysis of everything that's going on here because like this is probably the least consequential aspect of this story. And the answer is yes. Yes. Okay. Yes, of course. And no, when he says Addy, he means address, not Adderall. Admitting to amphetamine abuse in Texas is not smart. Oh my God, you guys are so fucking old. It means address. Address. When he says you got Addy, context. It clearly, he is asking for an address to his house because they are meeting at his house. You fucking senior citizens in the chat. This is literally the retirement home. I swear to fucking God. I'm so embarrassed. And yes, no, this is how Banks talks all the time, both in text messages, and clearly in private and also in public.
And we left. I hugged him, told him I loved him, told him I'd always root for him, apologized about the what was said. He said no hard feelings, admitted several times that was not the reason why he left FaZe, that, you know, it was an accumulation of.
I love how you constantly harass your chat, but you don't acknowledge the fact that this is the lead up to what you've done for the past decade. You created your chat. Brother, I'm 34 years old and I cover news, like adult news every day. This chat, when I first started, was my age and younger. Over the time, we have gotten older. This is precisely the reason why when I cover shit like this or do any variety, many people actually get fucking mad and leave. Okay? Not realizing that, you know, variety is the spice of life. And not only that, but also, I wouldn't consider this being a harassment of chat, but, you know, light fibbing, a little back and forth.
Things, but as you'll see in this conversation, Max just thought that was the best move for his career. And that's just the simple facts.
Better than ever, my man, in a really good bag right now. God really got me. I tried to call a couple times, wasn't while you were in the hospital. Happy wasn't anything crazy serious. That's wild. Health is everything. Push it in the perspective for sure. Hopefully you found a silver lining in that fact, but what's good? Thank you. I'm glad you're doing well. I just been working, taking a step back, look at everything as a whole. My career streaming. So remember, this is at this point, I think like Max has left FaZe. Again, 22 years old or what, like 23? I don't know. He's left FaZe. I think he's in the hospital. Okay. He's in the hospital and he's stuck in the hospital. Yeah, not ribbing. You meant ribbing, not fibbing. Fibbing means lying. Yes, I meant ribbing. Sorry. He's you know, in an emotional state. Like he's stuck in the hospital over and over again, and he keeps going in and out of the hospital because he has like a tattoo infection. Okay. And this is after the fact that he'd had left and got a lot of shit for it. Okay. Thank you, and I'm glad you're doing well. I just been working, taking a step back, looking at everything my career. I just been trying to get better mentally and shit, but I'm back now. I'm about to take it there. But my question was, why do you think the desktop streaming died, and what do you think is the future of the streaming shit? Like, where is it going to go?
Our dynamic. This is how
good. Best thing you can be is honest with yourself. Killing ego and those things go hand in hand. The run away from yes men and into the arms of people who push you and challenge you.
Man. Talking about trying to get shit better mentally.
Asking Banks about streaming. Dude, of course he's asking Banks about streaming. You guys are laughing and joking and saying like, what the fuck does FaZe Banks know about streaming? But like, he's been around, okay? You have to remember, he's been around. He has been a somewhat of a iconic, he's had somewhat of an iconic career. FaZe as a brand probably means a lot for these guys. I mean, Max literally got a fucking FaZe tattoo, dude. Like these guys, they look up to these people, okay? They look up to these people. Like, think about it this way. It's the same with like XQC. Every single person that is under the age of like 25, especially during COVID, was locked in on XQC stream. So no matter what XQC does now, it doesn't matter. All of those people will still have a special place in their heart for him. Okay? It's pretty crazy for us to think about, to be like, well, what the fuck? People look up to XQC? Yes, they do. In some ways, it's even similar to like Aiden Ross. People look up to Aiden Ross. Think about that. Okay, I'm putting the boomers in my chat on the wavelength so they comprehend the younger generation a little bit better. Okay, so when you see someone like Puka Nakua and you're like, what the fuck's this guy doing? Like hanging out with Aiden Ross doing anti-Semitic memes or whatever. That's where it comes from. I tried to explain it to you before.
This is the first time, October 10th, this is when he first kind of started to show signs of regret for leaving FaZe. Been working on.
Thank you, and I'm glad you're doing well. I've just been working, taking a step back,
taking a step back, looking at everything. Again, asking me for my advice. What do you think? Desktop streaming. This is so random, but he's
desktop
asking me why
died because we're fast food,
died.
swipe culture, meta, go, overstimulate me. How the fuck is a streamer meant to hold the attention of a massive audience when TikTok is a thing? What streamers serve today, in my opinion, is they're selling a parabolic, he meant parasocial relationship. Is beyond a viewing or entertainment experience. It goes beyond that. It's a social experience. Half the reason men spend on OnlyFans is not porn. It's not to get a nut off. You can do that on any free site. Easy, better content too. Is the texting, the fantasy of human connection. Humans need to. Loki, he is actually kind of spitting here. I mean, he's not wrong. FaZe Banks, former FaZe Banks, is kind of right about a lot of the stuff that he's talking about here, and that's partially because he has been in this industry for a very long time. So his assessment. You know how I always tell you, like, everybody says, like, oh, excuse is a dumbass, excuse is a dumbass, myself included. When he's talking about politics, he's a dumbass. When he's talking about this shit, XQC knows better than anybody else. And the same goes for Banks as well. They know this industry better than anybody else. They've been around for a very long time. Same with someone like myself. When I talk about like industry related shit, I'm oftentimes coming at it from all of my lived experience, right? And that's important. We've been doing this. These guys have been doing this, myself included, for 10 years at this point. In any case, humans need to feel a part of a community in a world where the next generation is chronically online. They have less and less real human to gums connection. I think streaming does the best to fill that void. So my answer is a two-parter.
A lot on the phone, a lot over text. Throughout the course that we knew each other, you would ask me for my opinions on shit.
I think people crave fast, quick, jump cut type content, much easier to produce. That experience in IRL setting with people is really why FaZe was a genius play and why it works so well. Two, people crave connection. People want family, want friends, they want to feel like they're a part of a bigger movement, community group. And IRL streaming serves the best, not only on live content, but in period in general.
This was our life.
Does that make sense? Not parabolic. Also, sorry, I meant parasocial. Yes, I see. Makes sense. And I think there's a lot of truth to that, but where do you think this shit goes? I don't know if I'm right or wrong either. That's just my take. I'm going to be honest. I'm looking forward to clipping meta, and current streaming meta is dying. It's the most toxic I've seen the internet in my life. Okay. Also, Banks, not wrong about that as well.
And this was our relationship with each other.
Also, let's not forget, the reason why he's revealing these conversations is to say like, oh, I was giving him like older homie advice and things were actually really good between us, not realizing that, of course, Max probably looked up to Banks regardless of how he felt like he was treated by FaZe, and was looking to a person with like a lot more experience in this fucking field, at a time when he was in a low moment and was worried about the future. Worried about his future, worried about the future of the industry, all this stuff, right? Really pray that the pendulum swings back to art and people are less interested in creating moments of for sheer attention's sake. If fake, it feels cheap.
Again,
I want to see people share ideas and be inspired to create art. Like, you feel me? Push boundaries.
We're just talking about like art.
Creating things for themselves rather than catering to a current metas and engagement farming, doing what their bubble wants them to. You feel me? Like, to be honest, I don't know where it goes from here. Again, I've been saying this. I've said it to you and I said it to all these kids. I think we can scale from here. Rare events and IP. Is this micro grooming? No, I don't think it's fucking no, man. I don't think he's like fucking grooming the Max. I think that's no, I no. I think some people will probably read it as that. But I think he is he's just giving him he's just still offering, he is still offering mentorship at this point, regardless of how they mistreated Max initially. Okay.
And culture and fucking shit like that. I don't know. Said happy birthday to me. I know I didn't respond because I noticed he said happy birthday to me.
Yeah, no, I feel 100%. Definitely gotta be a culture shift. Happy belated birthday. I'm gonna make you proud, bro. Thank you for always believing in me.
After
Watch.
he saw Drake post the happy birthday post for me, which was weird and threw me off. And they all missed my birthday. I didn't get any happy birthdays.
What? Tuesday, November 4th. I just wish you believed in me in the same way. We had it in our hands. World takeover. I saw so clearly. You got the ingredients. Always have. We'll always root for you. Watching always.
I think Kason wished me happy birthday. I think Adapt wished me happy birthday, but the rest of them still on like weird.
Why didn't you wish Banks a happy birthday? I don't know. I mean, I might have actually, but I don't know. But not publicly.
Terms. And then randomly, November 4th. I'm going to make you proud, bro. Thank you for always believing in me. Watch. Guys, this is 5 weeks ago, man. This is 5 weeks ago.
I do, bro. Trust.
All
I just
this
felt
shit
like
with
leaving
Spotify.
was part of me taking my next step, but your creative mind and understanding all this shit is insane. I don't doubt that at all. Thank you, bro.
Everything that Morgan has talked about happened months before this. In July. This is November, okay?
This is the CEO of a business, by the way. My partner doesn't even need this much coddling.
You believed in me the same way. Facts. Saw so clearly.
I do, bro. What you been on?
We just start reminiscing. We start
been
talking.
Hooping. I've been linking with some talent. I'm gonna start working with Raoud. I like him a lot. His attitude and everything and potential. I'm just fucking with all of it. Some girl shit I've been working on. Other than that, staying healthy and positive, trying to just roll with the punches. Life tends to throw crazy shit my way, but always bounce stronger than ever.
Sucks seeing the subathon, feeling left out. He agreed with that. I'm sure he felt.
Sucks seeing the subathon and feeling left out and on the sideline. I just got to celebrate and be happy with everyone. Only thing in my life that bums me out a bit, but it is what it is. Been
really
hooping too.
And left out. Are you up? Got a question. Caller, I'm with my girl. I was going to ask you and Zach. He's just asking about, again, more opinions.
Both you and Zach have both said that overly pursuing being an artist doesn't make sense, which I totally understand y'all's reasoning. But what I fail to understand is, does that come from a place of just not believing that me working on becoming an artist is worth my time, or that genuinely isn't the best path? Because in my head, imagine if the next big upcoming artist or NBA superstar was streaming their come up. You feel me? Going from small towns to having big songs, headlining stages.
About his music and his career. End of the day, I love this game. I always will. I love talking games. Simple as that. Again, this is on fucking November 6th. I'm just off.
Zach was an amazing manager music-wise, in my opinion, but I didn't want to have him as a label and manager. Didn't like the crossover. Brother, I love the literal best possible person to you, and you had me and Ray. You had the actual dream team behind you. Like I tried to tell you too many times, these weird UTA agents and managers who pay their bills off commission and know absolutely nothing about content or culture is not it. They are finessers. But at some point down the line, people who are up your ass and on your dick all day, every day, isolate you and put weird shit in your head about us because they're insecure.
As best my advice as I could.
But at some point, and then it's a situation where real talent, aka me, Zach, Ray, aren't going to beg or sit around and stress shit like that because we're already rich and don't need the headache. And the only reason we even were interested is because we all saw a star in you. You feel me? Okay, now it's getting a little bit more, I would say. Now I feel like it's getting a little bit more manipulative in my assessment. Also, this is like, I don't think he fucking should not have leaked this information anyway. I definitely made some mistakes along the way, but bro, being fully 100%, I got bad trust issues that I need to go to therapy for. And when all that shit was going down, when me, you, and Zach got on the phone, it just felt like it left a bad taste in my mouth. Pause. But I just know how nice you guys are. That's why I asked y'all questions.
He's asking me. You guys can stop, pause, read the whole conversation if you want.
Like, it's people who depend on a 10% commission for a random shitty Nike ad versus us who want to work our asses off behind you to eventually do a Jordan 1. Nah, yeah, shaking my head. Shit makes me sad. You live and you learn, but damn, brother, you're so young and nobody holds it against you. Like, it's not unrepairable or something we can't talk about at some point. So I think here at this point, he's they're having a conversation over like who gets to manage Max, and Banks is saying that they have more understanding of like where culture goes, and they can be a more comprehensive, like full service 360 manager rather than like the UTA guys and all these other people that are in their corners. And there is a little bit of truth to that as well, because like a lot of the fucking, as from my experience as someone who has been rep by agencies for the last 10 years, yes, agents are always just gonna throw work your way for commission, and they're not necessarily as up to date on your brand and are not as hands on. And in most circumstances, it's basically just like the work you bring in by who you are is what agents rely on for the most part, and that management. I hope you're getting a better deal, Hasan. This seems like a Shark Tank, brother. I need you to understand something. One, I've been through all of this stuff already, and two, my line of work is very different. Okay. For me, the thing that I was worried about always was making sure that I had someone I could trust, and making sure that I had someone who would say fuck no to everything. There's never been a moment where my management was like, oh, let me get a piece of like your own personal revenue. I would laugh that off. That would never be a thing that is in question. That would just not happen. Okay.
This is me getting into the details about his scummy ass fucking UTA agent who was whispering shit in his ear about.
It's never changed. There's big holes and gaps in my team. I get so in my head, bro. It's bad. I'm trying to work on myself every day. You ever feel like you know where you could be, but you don't know where the bridge is to get there? Like it's just foggy. Of course, brother, because you're working with actual scrubs who are LARPing as goats when you should be allowing the goats to run your team from the top down. Shit's annoying.
FaZe,
and that's just me shooting straight. I mean, zero
Um,
disrespect. You got to take accountability for where you fuck up. I think your biggest weakness by far is how you flip flop and change your mind on shit so frequently. I'm not going to lie. I think Banks has, before people yell at me over this shit, I think he does actually have strong suits and talents. It's just that he thinks that his knowledge on certain things extends to everything else. And because of that, like if he didn't actually have experience in like what is relevant culturally and whatnot, Max would not be asking him these questions, right? But the problem is that understanding of like what pops off or where the culture is going does not mean that you will be a good manager. It does not mean that you are the best person at like hiring other managers and things like that. Or that does not mean that that is not going to extend to, I don't know, fucking doing cryptocurrency shit, right? Like it's just not, this is, in my opinion, one of my greater strengths is that I know what my limitations are. So whenever people go, why don't you start a media company? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I go, hey, I have a very specific set of skills that I'm very good at. And my goal is to make sure that I have a solid team around me to ensure that I'm, doing the things that I'm good at and not focusing on things that I'm not good at. Okay? That's it. Because if you overextend into all these different areas, if you think that like your skill in one area translates to others, and you believe in yourself maybe a little too much, you're going to start consistently failing. Okay? That's it. This doesn't mean that you can't get better at certain things, right? I know myself. I know that I have this confidence in me that if I wanted to be like really good at working through the corporate structure, I would just focus on that. But that would require me to stop doing this. That would require me to stop doing this thing that I'm already good at and have honed my skills in. Okay? And there's no reason. I don't see myself, you know, I don't see myself in this other position. So I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to drop what I'm doing every day, what I think is worthwhile every day, so that I can pursue other endeavors. Okay? Yeah, don't fix what ain't broke. Banks thinks he has a grip on the youth, but he's almost 40. No, I think he does understand. He does understand what like pops off. His age is obviously the reason why a lot of people, younger people especially, like dunk on him for it. They say bro is 40 and whatnot, but like he's been here, he's been around for a very long time. He's still somewhat tapped in, especially for someone who is fucking 34 years old. I'm the same age as well. Obviously, don't come for his age in this chat, okay?
A lack of commitment to shit.
I think, again, you had a couple key people you really fully trusted to run and optimize your business. Your whole world will change. The truth is, brother, when all said and done, guys like me, Zach, and Ray are Hall of Fame first ballot, and there's so many BC, D tier guys, not facts, who fucking hate people like us. Brother, the Matt guy from UTA used to make fucking sneaker review videos on YouTube. He really tried to beat us and failed miserably. It's like a perfect example of what I'm speaking to.
This looks like everything that I've been saying the last 2 days, and I'm saying in this video. I'm saying it directly to him in a much nicer way, but...
Max, wake up, because all these people are scum and divide and conquer. And like, again, all due respect, you're a kid with zero experience. You're easily finessed. A guy like Matt stands absolutely zero fucking chance with fools like me or Bia or Ray. Like, you can't hide from us. We see exactly who you are and what you can do, you know? Okay, this is getting a little weird, in my opinion. Down to leaving FaZe, I said, wait, what is this? I said one single time, I think that's the worst possible thing you could do, but best of luck. I never one single time in knowing you press you or tried to force you into any which way. Never, not one time. Anytime you stood on a decision, I was cool with it and roll with it. And when we sit and talk, Max, what do we talk about? Ideas, progression, game, moving forward, content, the shit that matters. You got to be really fucking careful, Max, with people who spend time downplaying people or talking shit on other people. Okay, but you did that just earlier. Now, I don't know about the fucking UTA guys, okay? I don't know about the UTA guys, but my advice to all upcoming streamers when they ask me for advice is always, you got to know your talents. You got to have a team that you can trust first and foremost around you. And you have to, in many respects, you have to do everything on your own. Even when it comes down to the sponsorships that are coming your way, okay? It's mostly inbound, okay? It's mostly inbound requests that your agency is going to handle. And your agency is going to handle the inbound requests, and you are the one who is actually bringing in those inbound requests by, you know, gaining momentum. Okay? You gain the momentum, you have like real eyeballs, real attention, right? People who actually see what you're doing, see what you're up to, and then the marketing agencies recognize that, so they go to your talent agency and say, hey, I want to fucking sponsor this guy for this or that. That's usually how it works. I think like getting into this industry and then hoping that like the right people will make the right decisions for you in terms of your branding is not the best idea. And the reason why I say that is because the people that are, you know, the people that are manicuring or massaging your brand and making you into a brand are always going to demand a lot more in return. And ultimately, because this is such a personal relationship that you have with your fans, you have with your community, you have to rely on yourself a lot more than relying on others. So in that situation, I think like having a corporate like talent agency that simply is sending ad deals your way is probably a little bit better than getting locked into a 360 deal with any sort of management of like even when I was managed before Night Media, who, as you guys know, my manager now was my agent at WME. Okay. I was at WME. I wasn't really getting any deals whatsoever. They just like kind of had me in their roster. Agencies do that just so that they don't lose talent to other agencies, right? WME is one of the biggest. It's like I was at CAA, then I went to WME, and then from that point on, I've just stayed at WME, and and the thing is, agencies just want to keep you on their roster because they don't want like UTA to have you, right? And UTA had a pretty solid digital team, a pretty solid digital division at the time, but one of the lower ranking agents on my team, which was a big team at WME, who then became my manager later, approached me while I was live streaming one day and was like, "Oh, you're one of our talents." And I was like, "Yeah, you ain't doing much for me." And then he basically was like, "No, you know what? If we don't do enough for you, we're gonna lose you." So then he started actually working with me. And then 2020, COVID election cycle happened. Obviously, blew up, and he was there throughout that process. And that is the reason why. I chose to stay with him even when he left WME to become a manager. And at the time, I also had a different manager in the past as well. Okay, I had a different manager in the past as well. And what I learned back then is that managers, if you don't have a really solid manager, okay, managers are not bound by any sort of legal boundaries that talent agencies have. Talent agencies take 10% off of the work that they bring you, even if it's an inbound or an outbound request. An inbound request is when a sponsor reaches out to your agency because they like you, okay? As far as inbound and outbound deals that we were talking about, like that's what they're supposed to do. That's what agents are supposed to do. Managers can also like manage you as a brand as well, but it's a lot more comprehensive. There's a lot more comprehensive in that management, and there's no like there is technically no legal limit to how much of a percentage they can get or what kind of revenue they can get off of you. They can literally demand a percentage of the revenue, all revenue that you're generating, for example. You can't put that in a separate bracket with management. And that's where things get tricky. And that's precisely the reason why a lot of the management side of this industry, I'm putting you on game right now, okay? A lot of the management side in this industry can be very predatory, very exploitative, okay? That's it. A good manager can totally see the talent in you and pluck you from irrelevance and turn you into this like incredibly famous, incredibly talented figure that you become, because you always have to have a team around you, right? Having said that, ultimately it still comes back to your own personal talents and your own resilience, your own intensity, your own interest in like continuing to push through everything, through all the highs and lows. Anyway, but this conversation that's taking place here, in my opinion, is just like banks basically saying like, oh, look, we have a lot of skill. We know what pops off. We know what's fucking, we know what's cool. We know the culture a lot better than your agents do. And there is truth to that statement. Of course, Banks knows, Banks knows a lot more about the culture than fucking a random UTA agent does. But that's not what a UTA agent does anyway. A UTA agent is not supposed to mold you and turn you into the talent you end up becoming. A UTA agent is supposed to just bring deals your way constantly, and that's how they make their money. So I know what to do, bro. I just feel like I'm stuck, but I appreciate this convo. I'm gonna figure it out. When I first joined, I'm not gonna lie. Like last summer was the happiest I've been. I was doing shit together, living life, creating. Shit's been cool since I left. I've been smooth sailing, but I just don't feel like I'm progressing nowhere, and I don't feel like creatively I'm really doing anything. And I realize how weak mentally I am to be able to allow others to sway my mind so easily on certain things. Unfortunately, oh God. that makes me kind of sad, dude.
Bro, I
It's
just
just
feel like
like,
I'm stuck. I appreciate you for this conversation. When I first joined, I'm not gonna lie, last summer was the happiest I've been. Just feeling doing shit together, living, creating, shipping cool since I left. I've been smooth sailing, but I don't feel like I'm progressing nowhere. Whatever. Again, expressing regret for leaving.
like I didn't think it was like bad. Like the advice he was giving initially was bad in general, but I think like at this point he's just like it does come across like he has an agenda, and the agenda is like come back to me and like Zach Bia and Ray, and we will manage you instead. Like we know what's best, and there's truth to like them understanding culture, obviously, right? They are super fucking tapped in. They are linked up with every single celebrity on the planet. So there is truth to that for sure. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they would be the best managers or have his best interest at heart. Okay? And also in this situation, and he's like obviously in a very mentally vulnerable state. Yes, Zach be a king of the night. So if you want, and if you feel you need to do an entire audit on your team and you need a fresh start, I'll talk to Zach, I'll talk to Ray, and we can maybe make some, maybe we can figure some shit out. I think personally it would be the greatest gift to your life. But if we ever were to work together again, you want us to be all in and give you 100% of what we have, you'd have to let us do our jobs and trust us. We can't have weirdos between our shit. We cannot have drama or lack of trust. We got to lock the fuck in, trust, and get busy. I'm open to it, but you need a lot from you because, to be honest, we all just feel crazy because it should have been like that a year ago. We'd be in the craziest spot right now. And don't beat yourself up. Fuck the work shit for a second. Human to human, Max, your kid, bro. It's a shame on them, to be honest. It happens more often than it doesn't. Why you think I spam to y'all? I've been there, done this, and been fucked by corporate suit type guys. How many times you heard the story?
Guys,
I know how it goes because, brother, I got manipulated and fucking scammed out of my entire company by guys who convinced me it's the way it happens. You live and you learn. Why you think I have no love lost with you? Why do you think I'm not bugging out, mad at you? But it's like, damn, bro, how let this happen? I lost the plot badly because I know what it is, bro. Like, you got to definitely take responsibility, but I know what it is. Right. Yeah, it's definitely on me for sure. Like, I fucked this whole shit up, FaZe, everything. Like, damn, I talked to them this before subathon a couple weeks, but they didn't want me back. I understood. They don't owe me anything, to be honest, but I just know what I offer. And I think everything would go even crazier, but ultimately this on me. I'm still cool with everybody, though. I showed love where I can. But more than anything, I did miss working with you and Ray. Like I said, the N-word and the contract shit threw me off bad, bro. But I'm past that. And we talked about it, so I don't give a fuck. And I get your POV. This right here is one of the craziest fucking parts about what FaZe Banks, or formerly known as FaZe Banks, now known as Ricky Banks, was revealing. Okay? This, like, when I first heard about this, like, I thought that it was kind of fucked up that you got a 22-year-old talented kid who's a streamer, and he wants to also be like a musical talent. You know, he wants to be a producer, and he's blowing the fuck up. And in the process of blowing the fuck up, they try to pin him down on a contract that he doesn't like that much, while telling him like, oh, the people around him, the people he's surrounded himself with, are not good for him. And there might be a little bit of truth to that as well, right? But it's fucking crazy that, like, in that same process, like, he gets a bad contract, he doesn't like the contract, and also gets called the N-word, regardless of what the intent of the deployment of the N-word is or not. It doesn't fucking matter. It's completely ridiculous. Okay?
Everything. Damn.
And, like, revealing this stuff, unironically makes Banks look far, far worse.
Wow. Talked to them before the subathon. Want me back. They didn't want him back, like I said. Still cool with everybody. More than anything, I dead miss working with you and Ray. And like I said, the N-word and contract shit threw me off bad, bro, but I'm past that. And we talked about it, so I don't give a fuck. His words, not mine. His words, not mine.
Like, I don't know why he thinks this doesn't make him look worse. Like, you got a young dude straight up saying, like, showing maturity in a place where he doesn't really need to. You know what I mean? Like, if anything, this makes Max look more mature. I don't know. I don't know all these guys that well. Okay? Including Max. I've known Banks for a lot longer than I've known Max. Okay? And you have a set of responsibilities if you want to be in a managerial role. You have to recognize the respect you command from the people that you're working with. You have to, you can't be doing stuff like that. It's fucking crazy. You can't be doing stuff like that. And then also, you can't be doing stuff like this either. Okay. Max responded to this. I joined FaZe at 20. I respected Banks. After I left FaZe, Banks would call me saying I needed him and my career is falling off. He took advantage on the fact that I was depressed and in the hospital. At one point, I let all the calls get to me and asked to join FaZe again, but I kept going. And in November, I was introduced to a manager who helped me realize that a lot of the things he told me were lies. I've since leaving, worked with bigger guests and brands, and have a 2026 plan that is only even bigger than what I've accomplished so far. Thank you. I love you guys. Pray every day and follow your heart. See you soon, Prince. And then Banks responded to this. Not a liar. I just went against you and stood up for my... Oh, wait, sorry. Banks responded to this, said, Plaque Max is a liar. You guys see that way I spoke to him via our text messages. I always handled with care. He fucked his friends over, left because he thought he was the program, and has admitted multiple times that it was strictly a career move. This kid thinks he's Travis Scott, and it's a shame it's come to this. Lying on / dragging someone who's only ever helped you. Botting views. It's a joke. It's all ego. He's literally just signed his message off as Prince. He's telling you who he is, just as he won't listen. Never one time did I tell him he was falling off. I always lifted him up. You don't have to take my word for it. Check the date. This is one of the last conversations I had with Max well after he got out of the hospital. He's a liar. Holy fuck. 7,940 unread text messages is crazy. Okay. To which Max responded with, not a liar. I just went against you and stood for myself, and you aren't okay with that. So now you are crashing and using any narrative you think you can cling on to try and destroy a young dude chasing his dreams. Sad Ricky, sad. To the right is text Ricky sent my aunt. What's changed since then, Ricky? Nothing except that you no longer have control over me. Happy holidays, Prince. What I'm best at is finding the most for my mental, my soul, is the people I invite are good humans. I don't have to tell you this, but Max is genuinely an amazing person, incredibly humble and beyond grateful. I work with the biggest and biggest, and it's unfortunate to see greed, ego, all the worst things that start to creep in following success as often as it does, but Max has faded all of it. My favorite Max moment of all time, the moment I knew it was safe to give him everything I had, and the second I realized I was riding for this kid for the rest of his life, is when he came to the house and saw the potential and was so grateful for the moment that he slept on that fucking couch in the living room for like a month. Love him truly. Love all these boys. We really are a family, and I thank God every day for them. That being said, I got the unfortunate news that my mom has just passed away a couple hours ago. It hasn't even come close to processing in my mind. I knew this was coming, but only last a couple of weeks. Now, if Banks wants to repair FaZe, why the fuck would he release stuff like this? Nah, Banks got other ideas in his mind. Yeah, I think this is like this is turning into a crash out, and is the bad. Here's the thing, okay? This is bad instincts. You're dumping way too much in a way where you're dumping so much in a way where like you are completely destroying what remains of the like possible goodwill that you could have. Okay? It's very, very emotional. So this is the Banks and Max drama, but do we know if this actually relates to other members leaving? There is definitely an element of that. Okay? And it's I I don't know what the other people's I don't know what the other people's opinions are on this shit. Okay. Owners of FaZe saw Adapt give 20% of his Subathon money to Gaza, and all of a sudden next month they're asking for 20% of their earnings. No. I will be, as much as this goes along with my agenda of saying fuck Israel, and as much as I think Lee Trink is a psychotic weirdo, especially with how he rides for Israel. Back in the VC days, Lee Trink was, they were bringing better brand deals. Okay. A lot of those guys, regardless of their fucking personal worldview on Israel, when push comes to shove and when they're doing the work, this is less of a Israel killed FaZe than even like Miriam Adelson killed the Dallas Mavericks. Okay. As much as I personally love and enjoy the Israel slander, if you want my honest opinion on this, I think, especially in this industry, there's going to be a lot of people who love Israel who are probably getting you better deals. Okay. Remember, I'm with WME. Okay. There are plenty of people who probably despise my worldview at WME who still, when push comes to shove, when a deal comes down the line, will absolutely work the fuck out of that deal because they're going to make 10% off of it. They're going to make commission off of it. Okay? That's just facts. Now, if you still want to believe that Israel played a role in FaZe dying like this, I can't stop you. It's out of my hands. Not dissimilar to the way that, people think Israel killed Charlie Kirk. Am I going to get in the way of that? Do I fully subscribe to that narrative? No. Will I entertain the Israel slander every single time? Will I joke about it? Sure. I'll joke about it. But if you ask me sincerely, it kind of doesn't matter. Like they agenda piece. Yes. Banks on Charlie Kirk. Oh yeah. I mean, of course. Banks also literally was, I had a conversation with him on the stream. He was like pro-Trump. He talked about Trump. I said it was Israel when this happened. This further proves it. Oh yeah. Remember this? This was one of the last moments that the whole team was together.
All right, you can pump it as long as we say, today we stand here, we all care for humanity, good people, and we stand with Israel. And
I've played at those courts too. Those are fucking fire. Those courts are dope. Kind of sucks. But that's one of the, in my opinion, that's one of the best indoor courts in Beverly Hills. Straight up.
all good people, so God bless America, God bless Israel, and we stand united for all good humanity. Amen. Cheers. Cheers. Shalom, shalom. Am Yisrael Achai. Hasan. Thank you guys. Round of applause.
Hold on, did he just set us up?
No.
What the fuck?
I don't even know what he said. That's
What
how.
did you say?
Nah, man. Free Palestine, bro. Free Palestine, bro.
Okay. Anyway, that's that's nephew, W nephew. Yeah, they all were not about that lifestyle at all. But that was literally fucking January 2025, okay? Yeah, Max also said the same thing too. W Xavier so based. Yeah. I think Banks is okay to feel betrayed, but he's doubling down on bad principle because when you do good things, you don't do so expecting things in return unless it's on paper and both sides mutually agree to it. Is evidence that they both no longer agree, and airing dirty laundry is just ugly. I mean, dude, at the end of the day, you can't both give homie advice while also simultaneously expect material compensation out of it. Okay, that's the problem. If you are an elder with who commands the attention of a lot of people, who's been at this game for a very long time, you have to remember who you are. You have to remember the position that you have. Like, I sometimes give these guys advice. There is no expectation in return. You know what I mean? What the fuck? No, I'm doing that because I want to help them out. I'm not doing that because I want to fucking become their manager or some shit. Of course you want to give advice to younger streamers who are going through similar things that you went through. Your experience is valuable in that regard, and especially when these guys are opening up to you, or they want they look up to you, or they want your advice on certain things. Like, you should never air that. You should never air that dirty laundry. That's number one, and number two, that should not extend to that shouldn't tie into any sort of additional expectations. That shouldn't tie into well, let me just manage you. Like, being a mentor is being a mentor. You shouldn't want something out of that beyond that. You're doing it because you want to help them out. You're doing it because you don't want them to fall into these traps. My point was, these are people who are going through their own struggles. They're emotional. They're looking up to you. You can't actually abuse that connection to try to demand any sort of compensation out of it. I think that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Screenshot that one. I'll reply to this whole fucking video with that screenshot, because I don't even remember this part of the conversation, but
it's kind of like the same principle behind it's almost the same principle behind why the FaZe stuff fell apart, right? You're like, oh, we put a lot of funds into this to make you guys pop off, right? We put a lot of funds into this to make you guys pop off, and now you're not giving us more revenue in return. And it's like, yeah, well, your job as in a managerial position is to bring in so much in terms of sponsorship revenue that you're, off a commission, you're making a return on that investment. If that's not feasible, then you made a bad investment. You can't just turn around and demand additional percentages of revenue that they are individually generating for themselves, especially when the alternative is they basically fucking leave and do it on their own and probably actually end up getting even more sponsorships in the long run. And this is something that a lot of people were pointing to with Max specifically. Yeah, FaZe Swag says something felt fishy about FaZe Clan when all the members were averaging 10 to 20K viewers with 100,000 plus subscribers, and the best sponsor they could get was 4Loco.
They have everything. They're back-to-back orgs of the year. Fucking demons, right? Everybody in FaZe averaging 10, 20K. All the boys are averaging 10, 20K viewers. And then the best sponsor we could grab was 4Loco. It was. I was sitting there thinking something's weird. I feel especially with now, the best we can do is 4Loco, bro. There's 7 people in FaZe averaging 20K viewers.
So the thing is, a lot of advertisers don't fully comprehend this space at all. They don't fully understand what those numbers look like. There is definitely that. The economy is also not very good right now for sponsorships. I can tell you from all the inbound stuff that we get. For example, CPMs have been lowered pretty aggressively, basically sliced in half. So there is also that as well. There's that element as well. So even if your hype doesn't really translate to revenue in the same way that it did, and it never really translates to revenue unless you have good managers / good agents anyway. Because these guys are old. You have to remember, I did ad sales, okay? I did advertisement sales for the Young Turks. And one of the things that I learned is that most of these fucking agencies have people your age who understand this stuff, but they're so low level that You're only the people who are signing the checks, the people who are signing on, to the people who are okaying advertisements like sponsorship campaigns. They're fucking old. Okay, they're old. A 45 plus year old, a 50-year-old, a 60-year-old does not have any fucking understanding of who's popping off on the Twitch streaming side. They don't know anything. In many instances, you get lucky if you have a 60-year-old or a 50-year-old marketing executive that is signing off on a campaign because their children are actually fans of some of these people, and they're smart enough to ask their kids who is actually popping right now. Okay? For many of these people, I've been in this industry for a very long time, and this is what I did originally before I started doing content on TYT. You get lucky if you have an executive whose kid is like tapped in. Okay, that's just the reality. So just because new FaZe was really popping off and had more clout than ever before doesn't necessarily translate to ad dollars, especially when old FaZe, regardless of not popping off, had a fuck ton of motion, had a fuck ton of advertisers because they were getting the glossy finish magazine profiles. They were signing on people. Hey guys, please. They were getting the glossy finish magazine profiles. They were signing celebrities and shit. They had a lot more brand recognition in legacy media. Okay? Now, that doesn't translate to real clicks, clearly, because if that did, then old FaZe would have been popping off as well. And I can give you this from my own personal experience as well. I get a shit ton of magazine profiles and things like that. That doesn't translate to real viewers at all. It does, however, put me in front of people in the media that are in positions of power. It changes their minds. They go, oh wow, this guy actually has something worthy to. This guy actually has something to say that we should be listening to. But it doesn't actually turn into like those 40-year-olds coming here and watching me, right? I've said this before. Going on Theo Vaughn's podcast or going on Joe Rogan is 100,000 times more valuable for anyone on the internet for real viewership that translates to real viewership and real interest in whatever you're doing than a million magazine profiles. It's a very different it's a very different type of branding. It's a very different audience that you're in front of. Okay? So just remember that, okay? Remember that. It's kind of funny though that like a lot of these guys are going, oh, sponsorships dried up when the bots left the building. No, it has nothing to do with fucking bots, okay? Whether you suspect them of botting or not, it's ridiculous. It is utterly irrelevant. Those numbers and those analytics justify the CPMs, but that's it. They justify what the dollar sign is at the end of the marketing campaign, but that doesn't actually open the fucking doors. No 60-year-old understands what like a 25,000 concurrent live streamer actually means in the real world in comparison to like Nielsen TV metrics, okay? They're 60. They don't understand any of this shit, okay? They don't understand any of this shit. Younger people barely understand this stuff. People our age, especially with how diverse the media landscape is now, they barely understand what is valuable, what is good for audience retention, especially when there's new or newer platforms popping up like Twitch. Twitch is a relatively new platform. It's not new for you. You've been here for a very long time. You've been watching for a very long time. But the reality of the matter is, if you went out in the professional world and you said you're a Twitch streamer, even people around our age and younger are going to be like, I don't know what that is, really. Okay?
These motherfuckers, they should have been on a cover of cereal boxes. Like, I was sitting there like, wait, there's something's not making sense. Like, how the fuck, like 2 years ago, did we have Porsche and McDonald's? Ron has 35K viewers building a slide. I remember I called one of the internal people. I said, yo, Ron is averaging 35K viewers building a slide in the back of the backyard. It should be a Nike slide. Why is it not a Nike slide? The boys are at the height of everything. They're back-to-back orgs of the year.
So they had real world motion, but I think FaZe as a brand had fallen by the wayside in the marketing side of things. Okay? That's it. That's the reason why this happened, in my opinion. So under new management, they didn't get like a lot of, they didn't get the same looks that they were getting under the old management, but the old management was sucking in terms of, you know, making content that people were tuning into. No disrespect. I know a lot of the old FaZe guys as well. Bots can't buy Nike shoes, man. It has nothing to do with bots. Okay. I think the reason why a lot of the blue chip advertisers pulled out of FaZe was because of the explosion of FaZe as a SPAC and the mismanagement in general throughout that process that caused a lot of these blue chip advertisers to basically pull out.
See it. And what do I say? Again, like I said, it's all love, all due respect.
You can program a bot to make a purchase. Okay, you guys are being ridiculous. Okay. Did you just say a slur? What do you think? Do you think I just said a slur? Be honest. Do you think I just randomly decided to blurt, just say a slur? SPAC sounds like a slur. No, it's not a slur. Okay, it's like a IPO for a company that isn't IPO ready. Okay, you're right though. It does kind of sound like a slur. Anyway, so yeah, if you want to see whether or not I actually said a slur or not, you can use the rewind function, and you can use the rewind function as long as you subscribe to the Piker Broadcasting Service. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Piker Broadcasting Service is sponsored by you, the viewers, for you, the viewers. And you can rewind if you actually subscribe. Anyway, monetizing slurs now, shaking my head, just go to Kick already. You got it. So all right, let's get back to the video.
I promise you, Max, it's one of those things that could be a positive. I'm just staying optimistic. Talking to him about getting him back in FaZe, about getting him back on the track he wants to be on, whatever.
Mick
like,
Babewitch, thank you for the 25 gifted.
I haven't even read this till right now. Like all of it. Maybe this week in my crib, I have some ideas. I'm with you. Mentally taxing, I know. More responsibility for sure. What do you think about the Rakai music video? I don't know, again, randomly just asking me about Rakai, some music video shit. Chop it up.
Dude, he just keeps bringing it back to, let me put you on with myself, Zach Bia, and Ray. And I think Ray is Ray's corrupted mind, I suspect. And he just keeps saying it over and over again. I don't think this looks good for him at all. Like, I guess it's dependent on whether you think this was worthwhile. Like, whether you, as the onlookers and the outsiders, think that this is a worthwhile collaboration or not. But it just kind of feels like he wants to like manage him. He wants to manage him over and over again. And it turns away from like older brother advice to a person who is saying like, I'll manage you. I'll manage you. I'll manage you. Leaning into Twitch. What is this? Question. What do you think about the Rakai music video and that type of shit? Doing music stuff with creators? Yeah. I mean, if her vibes all fuck her, I'm unfamiliar. And no, I don't think it takes it away. I think It's all case by case, like exactly the point I've been trying to make with you, leaning into Twitch culture, which other prominent creators are smart to keep you culturally relevant on the side of streaming, with a nice even blend of leaning into broader music culture, doing real shit with real artists, and the result of you doing both of those things with a good balance and obviously premium quality content, you becoming this bridge between both industries and markets, which I've been saying is easily where the most of your potential is, in my opinion, because nobody else offers that and is doing that one-on-one terms of whatever the fuck you want to call that, or one of 1 million people trying to take a share of a dying hip-hop market is not even close. That's why it has nothing to do with you, nothing to do with believing in you. Rather, it's just obviously, at least in my mind, the move / where focus and effort should be. And I think anyone that either doesn't see that or pushes you in any other direction should be fully ignored because they just don't get it. And most won't. 99% of people won't see it. Find the 1% that does align. My take.
My opinion. Get what you're saying. Thank you. What time tomorrow? He comes to my house on November 7th. Oh, fuck. That was sensitive information. Blur that shit out. Or we just cut it there and then reintroduce it. Comes to my house on November 7th. We talked for 7 hours. 7 hours. Max gets into all the details about how much he's paying his aunt and his cousin and how his fucking business is a disaster, and asks me for a bunch of opinions and advice on what to do. And I told him, fire everybody except for Trey, and know how much money you're spending every month and get this shit under control, and it's all going to be all right, and I got you. If you want my help, I'll help you. I appreciate you more than I can ever say. Content-wise, everything's smooth. Sheesh. He says it himself, his business, after leaving FaZe, sheesh. All good. Like I said, I'm going to...
Also, I don't think his business was bad. I think business was booming, at least from what I can see from the outside. He wasn't getting those sponsors when he was with FaZe, but he was getting those sponsors after, right? So, yeah, his viewers dropped off crazy right after FaZe, Hasan. Then it came back. Exactly. But that's normal. It happens. And he took a hit and then he built it back up.
It's happening with you every day. And I know this is long, but I don't want to miss anything. I want to be fully fucking transparent. Asks me on November 9th, where does your happiness come from? I'm most happy
when I find myself working towards a goal with people I fuck with, when I'm learning. I think happiness comes from more of the process and experience and the result. I think life kind of like listening to a song. What's the point of listening to a song? Is to rush through the end and complete it successfully, or listen to the song? No, of course not. The entire point is to feel it, experience it, to sing and dance through it. Huge emphasis on when I'm learning. And as a man, I feel like if you're not elevating mentally and physically, then naturally you feel like shit / off. Should always be elevating and learning, trying and failing. Call me. I have 15 minutes.
Again, guys, does this look like a dynamic?
Just don't spiral. Remember when I said, end of the day, you're infinitely further ahead than you ever thought possible. Thank God for this experience. You're beyond blessed / lucky. He's spitting pure BS, law. No, he's not. He's not. I think the goal of why. No, he's not. No, he's right. He is right about that. This is the only part of the statement where he's saying correct shit. He is giving good advice. The problem is is the advice for nefarious purpose? Or is the advice just simply giving him advice as someone who has a lot of experience in this realm? He's not giving bad advice at all. He's giving good advice. He's talking about, he's literally talking about the ups and downs. He's talking about how it's fine. You always have to self-improve. I agree with that 100%. It's something that I say all the fucking time. The difference is I give it to you for free. Free 99, free ball all the fucking time. And maybe because I give it to you for free, none of you motherfuckers actually end up listening to me, except that's not the case. Many of you do listen to me. It's like when people say, Hasan, would you ever be a consultant on a campaign? And it's like, no, why would I do that? I'm already offering the information for free to everyone that will listen. Okay? In any case, everything really good except the mental, bro. That's the worst part. The mental and the financial shit, obviously, but Grammy nominee and such shit rolling, bro. I just got to get all ends business-wise on track.
Two people have a problem with each other. Does this look like...
Yes, you're an amazing spot. I promise you, if it was bad, I tell you it's not at all. If your mental isn't taken care of and you don't fix a broken system, you got to set up, you definitely got bad. But right now, she's great.
Max has issues with me. Does this look like I'm doing wrong by Max? I don't know. You guys tell me.
Bro, I genuinely think there's a sum to me partaking in the music process thing, just not curating. That's why I bring it up to you and Zach. But I do agree with you that it shouldn't be my main focus, more so part of what I do. I think like the problem here is, I think a lot of the back and forth and the miscommunication stems from Max trying to get advice from and also help as peers from Banks and also from, I assume, Zach be a king of the night as well. But they want to actually manage him. They want a percentage. And that is the issue, right? Because if they were just simply giving him advice and even connecting him with like other famous people and they're friendly with one another, then that's one thing, right? That's one thing. Like that's great. He's not going to have any issues with that. Max is not going to have any issues with that at all. But because it turns into like this transactional thing at the end, you know, yeah, that advice ain't for free, but it's supposed to be, chatter. That's the whole point. It's supposed to be. Who is Zach B? Zach B used to be a nightclub promoter. I think he maybe still works with H-Wood Group. And then he had a talent for being Drake's friend and bringing a lot of celebrities into H-Wood Group nightclub properties. And then he became like a DJ because in the industry, yeah, he manages Yeet now, I think. Basically, when you in Hollywood, your Rolodex or your connections to wealthy people and famous people is worth more than actual money. Okay. It's worth way more than actual money. If you can be friends with a superstar, just one superstar alone, that's enough for your career. You can literally have a serious fucking career past that point. Okay. I'm just putting you on game once again. This is straight up how it works. Okay. If you are a likable person and you are around very famous people, okay, and you can make those famous people go to a club or you can make those famous people like promote a brand or something, boom, all of a sudden, all it takes is one superstar. If you are around one superstar, that's it. That's all you need. Okay? As a random Turkish guy that has never visited Los Angeles or Hollywood, I can confirm, yes. Hasan think he LA? Yeah, I mean, I know this stuff. I've been around these people for many, many years. You know, I think a lot of you forget that before I was HasanAbi, I was, you know, also going around to a lot of these places.
Maybe I'm fucking crazy. I don't know. It's just crazy, bro. November 11th, but yeah. And then on November 15th, he had been calling me.
Let's make sure it makes sense on all ends. Yo, Speed's manager introduced me to someone who's been pretty helpful for what's going on, and is someone's vision I like and can trust. But I appreciate you always for being there and looking out for me. Love, brother.
Speed's manager introduced me to someone. He's been pretty helpful in what's going on. Someone's vision I like, I can trust, but I appreciate you always being there for me, looking out. Love, brother. And that's the last time we talked before he sparked up yesterday.
Yeah, you hit him with a fucking thumbs up. It kind of feels like you got mad, low key. This doesn't look good. It looks like you got mad that he wouldn't sign with you.
It's the last thing we talked about was that. So again, fake, right, wrong. You guys tell me.
And there you guys go. As you can see, yeah, Max, I don't know. You guys tell me. It doesn't seem like me and Max have a problem. It doesn't seem like we've really had any sort of real issues in the last 5 months. It doesn't seem like I've done anything but try to help the kid. And I'm not just going out of my way and randomly offering him my opinions and my advice. He's asking for them. And he's treating me like a mentor. And he's confiding in me about things. So you guys tell me, like,
this awful, terrible monster of a person who took all this shit from him and you know, like, it's insane. And Max, as it goes for this word that I said, first of all, I didn't say this targeted toward you. This wasn't said in any sort of racist connotation. I said this word in an emotional response, and I said, fuck all y'all blanks. And it's a fucking mistake, and I'm fucking retarded. I'm a 34-year-old man-child, and I have many, many flaws, and I'm an idiot for saying that. But bro, stand on, if you really have a problem with that, then why has it not been a problem?
Yo, listen to me. For all the edgy white boys, okay? For all the edgy white boys who might still be in this chat, I don't think that there's many here. You know, I think we've shed a lot of that. Okay? I need you to understand something, okay? Stop saying the fucking N-word. I can't believe I'm saying this, okay? No in private, no in public. Just what the fuck is wrong with you? Because you will come across like this, okay? Before you know it, you're, 34 years old and you're managing a team of content creators. And from your managerial position, you end up slinging it, okay? It's fucking crazy. Let him cook, bro. It's not as bad as it seems. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Jesus Christ, dude. Especially when you say stand on business, if you actually have a problem with it, is, again, another... nice bathroom is black, by the way, and he's fucking around before people get different ideas, okay? It's nice bathroom. This is the expectation. He's gonna say stuff like this, okay? Why are you lying to this man? Instigator. He's rage baiting, okay? Anyway, the point is, in a situation where you have influence over people, in a situation where you like literally were their manager, okay? Like you can't be doing that, okay? I can't believe I'm saying this in 2025. You can't be doing that. That's number one. And number two, you can't be fucking defending it. You're taking ownership over it and then turning around. Taking ownership over it and then turning around and being like, well, if you hated it, why did you still seek out advice? Like, that doesn't make you look better. That makes you look worse. Okay? Like, questioning whether or not it's offensive. Like, yes, dude, yes. This makes what do you call it? This makes Max look like the adult in the situation who really shouldn't have to let stuff like that slide, and just took it on the chin, never made a bigger deal out of it, and never even came out and revealed this information. It was his cousin his cousin who was also his assistant at the time, who like actually revealed it. You know? That's crazy. I just finished my annual harassment course at work. You can tell how these LA internet motherfuckers have no real work experience. You can't be slinging N-word around whatsoever as an employer or a non-black person in general. Bro, in a professional workplace, even as a black person, slinging the N-word around is going to get you different looks. Like, it just depends on which industry you're a part of, but like, it's just not a thing, you know? What the fuck? And it's especially not a thing for white people. It's just super not a thing for white. It's like the ultimate not a thing. not defending the use of the word, but if they told him to say it and they said they were okay with it, I don't fully understand the problem. Brother, what are you talking about? First of all, once again, the power imbalance comes into play here. What do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? He literally also revealed, I'm letting bygones be bygones, even though it fucked me up to hear you, call me the N-word and the contract in the fucking text messages that he actually personally leaked. So clearly that was something, understandably, that played a role in his decision-making process. And on top of that, like, it's fucked up to hear that from someone you look up to. What are we doing here? Nah, bro is going to clarify all of this. Y'all are overreacting. Shut the fuck up, nice bathroom.
For the last 5 months. If you really have a problem with that, why have you told me multiple times I don't have a problem with that? We're good.
Obviously.
If you really have a problem with that, and I can say this, Ron, last subathon, fucking said it. Muted his mic and said it. The chat laughed, and everybody told him to say it. And he said it. Lacey has admitted to saying it publicly. You know this. So why isn't that a problem?
Bro, that doesn't make it. Oh my God. What is happening? Bro, again, you're 34 years old. I can't believe you're doing this. Holy fuck. Bro. Listen to black voices, you racist Turk. I know. I'm not listening to at least one black voice in my chat. Nice bathroom. I am not listening to you. Okay. This your man's nice bathroom. Okay. Most people don't even know that he's joking. Okay. What's new? See, he's clarifying it. It's just, here's a really good standard to apply. Not saying it at all. Okay. That's a really solid standard to apply in every single circumstance. There is no like, oh, what's the acceptable, appropriate, like, situation? I don't understand it. I genuinely do not understand it. Is the absolute fucking dumbest hill to die on. It doesn't make any sense. And you will look like a clown when you are defending this in the marketplace of ideas. Like, it's one of the lamest fucking things on the planet to actively entertain. Okay? Jesus Christ.
Members in FaZe have said it in the confines, behind the scenes, off cam, in the presence of other black creators and FaZe members. And this was never a problem. It's only a problem now because it's convenient for you and for this narrative to make me look like...
Bro, he literally said he was letting it go, as in it did fuck him up to hear that. How do you not... This is not a good defense. There should be no defense. The correct thing is to just not say it. But let's say you did, this thing happened. The correct thing in the situation is to say, I'm so sorry that I did this. There's nothing I can really do to fix the situation. But, I'm just sorry that I said it. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm a 34-year-old adult. I don't understand what this, like, oh, well, other people are saying it too, and nobody had an issue with it then. Like, what the fuck? Max hasn't even mentioned it. Yeah, Max didn't even mention it. Max mentioned it to him directly in a conversation that didn't actually make him look good at all. It showed understandably that he felt some type of way about it. Now they're going to speak their truth about what happened and what took place. Yeah, we're phasing down. Okay. That was.
All right. We good? We're on.
Should be.
Hey, yo. What's up, guys?
Are we all on for sure? Yeah. We're good.
This is crazy. There's feedback.
So we're gonna try to keep this like very simple. Obviously, this isn't a joke. I know y'all see Silky is not here right now. He's in New York celebrating with his family for Christmas, which is understandable. He couldn't be here for this, but he's here on the thing. A week ago, we all stopped streaming during the last day of our marathon that we were doing. And we didn't really, like, I know a lot of people thought, oh, we're trying to make this a joke or whatever. That's never been the thing. There's a lot of stuff that's happening. And we have decided as a group that obviously it was in our best intention to leave FaZe Clan. So all the speculations that like, oh, this is like an announcement or this is something that we've planned. This was not planned, and this was just some things that we came to terms, and yeah, we are leaving FaZe Clan.
Yeah, I mean, everything that Ron said is true. The main thing I wanted to let y'all know is, because seeing everyone leave online, like one by one, obviously it looks crazy, and you guys don't know a lot of what is happening behind the scenes. But what I can say, what I will add to that is that nothing is going to change from the viewer's perspective, from the chat's perspective, with our dynamic. Like, we are all still rocking with each other. We're all staying together. Me, Ron, Lacey, Jason, Silky, Hasan, Raves. Like, we're all still doing our thing collectively and working on our own thing moving forward, and still going to be a part of each other's content. It's not like everyone's going in over here and doing their solo thing, over here and doing their solo thing. We're all still doing what exactly we were doing before, just not underneath those 4 letters anymore, which it hurts. It hurts me, I think, a little bit more than everyone else, but I feel like it had to be done. It was too much of back and forth and too much stress over the months, a lot of things you guys don't know about. And I do think that this will be for the better. And that's really what it is. Yeah. That's really all I have to say on the matter, that you guys, from the viewer's perspective.
For those of you who don't know, Adapt has been with FaZe for 14 years. Okay, so it's way more significant that he's leaving.
Fun, laughing, making content.
I think one of the main things to add on to that is, like, one of the biggest things that we wanted to make sure, adding on to Adapt, it's kind of the same thing, but it's like our main intention is to make content, to hang with each other and just produce content.
To entertain.
Literally just to entertain, and that's what we plan on doing moving forward. And the name that we had, obviously, is just not what we're going to be under, but nothing's changing. Like, I know a lot of people made a lot of speculations. Okay, are they going to split? They all going to go on our solo, whatever it might be. Are they going to make another group? We don't have any plans on anything right now besides just staying together and just making content.
Yeah. We don't know what the future holds, and honestly, you can't really expect us to. I mean, it's been a super emotional last week for all of us. But what we do know, like they said, is we're going to be sticking together, making content, having fun every single day. And you guys can be a part of whatever we decide to build from here, from the start.
Yeah, and I think these past couple months, I can speak for myself and say we haven't been putting 100% into our content due to all the stuff happening behind the scenes. But moving forward and into the future, I can confidently say that 2026 is going to be our best year because we can focus on purely entertaining.
Yeah.
Being the best version of ourselves.
The fuck?
Yeah, I mean, that's just the main thing right now, to be honest. Is everything good? We can talk.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. I know
I'm glad
people
that my
expect us to come on
chat,
here and, you know,
my community of fucking 35-year-olds make the same exact joke that their community makes.
Just want to move forward as a unit and keep it pushing and just stick together. You know, this whole thing we're not going to let it tear us apart. This thing has made us stronger. We've sat here for hours just hanging out, talking, chilling. It's
more than hours.
It's strengthened
It's
our
honestly
friendships.
made us better.
Yeah, it really has. It truly has.
For days, months, like before the Minecraft marathon, before the subathon, we were dealing with this exact shit, and it was kind of building up and building up and building up. And recently, I guess you could say it was the straw that broke the camel's back, where we were all like, all right, it's time. And it sucks. Yeah, it sucks for me. I grew up a huge FaZe fan, loving FaZe, got to be a part of FaZe, every era of it, woo, 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 whatever. And I mean, at least I could say that I tried, that we all tried, and that we all did pretty fucking well. We won Org of the Year back-to-back years, ending on a back-to-back Org of the Year, and now we can move on together and do our own thing, you know, where we feel like we can make the decisions we want to make. And
I guess the next phase in their lives is going to be better contracts that you can get out of collective action and taking ownership over your own work.
All of us to
100%.
For sure.
100%.
I think
We're excited, man. We're really excited. That's
ready.
What we can say.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys all for being patient with us. I know we kind of abruptly stopped FaZe Miss.
Yeah, none of it. We didn't like.
With no updates.
We didn't want to make it seem like we're abandoning anyone.
We didn't want to make it seem like we're abandoning anyone, and no one was like over farming or anything like that. We were having like real conversations about the future of each and every one of our careers together, individually, FaZe. A lot of this shit was really heavy. We were up to like 3, 4 a.m. some nights after being up all day trying to figure the shit out. And
we just wanted to make it work, and this was the solution, to be honest.
And yeah, because like I said, and I feel like I said this multiple times throughout different speeches and on my stream, is what made FaZe always FaZe was the people who were inside of it. And that was us. We were the people who were inside of FaZe. And that's what FaZe was. It was us, and we are leaving, and we're going to still be able to do what we want to do regardless. That was my number one thing. As long as we can all leave and collectively still be in each other's lives, in each other's content, be a part of
living together,
all that, then we're good, and the viewers will be good, the chat will be good, and nothing's going to change. It's just that simple fact.
And like, to cut, not to like end it, but maybe end it, to like anyone who obviously supported all of us.
Thank you guys.
Even when Max was a part of it, and we were their Miami house with them, with the 3712 Broad Lawn house, all the jokes, all the clips, like all the memes, and like all the support for the last 2 years. Yeah, 2 years almost.
It's been crazy.
It's been insane, and I don't think it's ever been done in like a streaming group. Like,
no, I think we can always say FaZe
back to back
changed our lives.
That's what I'm saying. FaZe changed our lives. Back to back org. Like, it's incredible what we accomplished in not even 2 years. And yeah, we appreciate anyone who supports the past and supports our future.
And as well to FaZe, you know, we're very thankful and grateful for the opportunities that we were given. You know, all the things, the content we were able to make, just putting us in the same room together and introducing us, you know, it created like lifelong friendships. So
but that's kind of it. I think
that's really it. Yeah,
a couple of us might go to our desktop and explain more.
NDA of Doom. I mean, yeah, they're being pretty professional about it, which I like.
But yeah, that was really it, y'all.
They're not being
y'all.
Like.
Just know the best is yet to come.
Bro,
best is yet to come.
Silky's on free Zoom. He has 10 minutes left.
A couple of us will go back, and that's kind of it. Thank you, guys.
He's on free Zoom.
Appreciate y'all for being here.
Yo, what was mine, Jess?
You want to just end yours, Silky? Or are you going?
I'll low key just.
That's crazy. They didn't even mud it.
Just swap the Jason's first.
If you guys have never done Zoom calls, you don't know this, but it doesn't actually. They're gonna roll them away. That's so funny. If you've never done Zoom calls, they don't. They like literally. You have like if you do free Zoom, you literally can use it for like an extended period of time. Like there's a limit. I think it's like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah, I appreciate the gift. I appreciate the difference. We need to see you, heard?
Wait, what did you say? Dark question, but do you think it was
Yeah.
What do you think it was like similar to CBS? No.
What's good, chat?
No,
I haven't
think
talked
it was
to y'all
just,
in a minute.
I think it's just straight up like they just wanted more revenue. That's it. They wanted more. They wanted to tap into like the revenue that they were generating for themselves, and it's understandable that These guys were like, no, we don't want to do that.
I miss y'all, for real. No, we did not get kicked out the crib. Yeah. Like I said, these past couple months, I could say that I haven't been putting 100% into my content, and I haven't been proud of the content I've been pushing out to y'all because, you know, I take my craft very seriously, and I want to entertain y'all to the best of my ability. But yeah, been dealing with a lot behind the scenes. But I'm really excited for the future. I'm gonna be honest. Really excited. I can really just put 100% now.
Let's see what Ronaldo's saying.
A lot of viewers in here who might have done the same, maybe not looked up, but always wanted to join FaZe. Maybe not everyone, but me personally, this has always been a dream of mine. When I joined FaZe, it was such a cool moment for me because I remember back when I was 13 on Black Ops 2 or whatever, I got in lobbies with FaZe Rain, and I started crying because I was like, oh my God, I'm in a lobby with a FaZe member. I have it recorded actually on my mom's phone. She has it somewhere. And it's a surreal moment to be able to be a part of FaZe. I was also a part of FaZe when it was not as popular, when it started to go down a little bit. And there was a lot of things that never got fulfilled, and I sacrificed a lot because I just wanted FaZe to win. I always wanted FaZe to win. That was my biggest goal, was I just wanted FaZe to win. And I think that's very easy to see with a lot of stuff that I portrayed, such as being always on time for video shoots, being on time for stuff, whatever it might be. It sounds cliche and it sounds corny, but I have a lot of ways to prove it. I never even cared about the money from FaZe. I never cared about making money from FaZe. I just wanted to grow the name FaZe, and I wanted to represent it for my whole life. In fact, there was a clip that surfaced a couple months ago. Stop saying cap. I make my money through streaming. Thanks to you guys. Shut up. There was a clip surfacing a couple months ago, saying, me personally, when I said I would never ever leave FaZe a day in my life, no matter what happens. I didn't want to leave FaZe, but I had to make a real decision. But I never wanted to leave. That is the truth. I never wanted to leave. In fact, it gets me sad. Like, I know a lot of people might troll about this, but like, it gets me sad because when I called my mom that I told her I was leaving, she was crying a little bit, and I was upset because it was always a goal of mine to be a part of like this group. That's all I knew growing up. I was an internet kid. I watched gamers. As y'all know, I have a lot of internet culture in my brain, a lot of jokes. I've always loved the internet. I've always loved everything about the internet, and it makes me sad that I had to do this. There's been so many streams canceled or feelings I couldn't say publicly because of stress on myself. And it got so bad to the point where I started going to therapy, which is the first time I'm ever speaking up about this. Just on like mental stuff. I've had a really bad mental, not believing in myself, etc. It's been kind of miserable, but obviously the joke on the internet, you're a millionaire, shut up. There's nothing on that side. It's like, I don't believe in myself in a lot of ways, and I feel like it was due to a lot of things. I just want to be honest with you guys, but I feel like being a good person got me ran over a lot in certain ways, and it's not going to change who I am, though. I'm always going to be a good person, and I'm always going to try to be real as I can be. And I always wanted this group to win more than myself, and that is the truth. Stuff claimed on my name by individuals online, I've already admitted and joked about for months. I'm not going to say names, but there's been speculation that I've done things, stuff that I've admitted, and joked about. I think it's very obvious. And now I want to get into individuals. Blackboy Max. When Max left FaZe, I gotta be able to say things properly here, obviously. For Max, When Max left FaZe, obviously I was sad. I was super sad. I was in the room with him and Jason. By the way, this is stuff that I talked to before I started this. I already talked to Max. He's completely fine with me talking about this. When Max left FaZe, it was with me and Jason. And I was super sad because I didn't understand why until time goes by. I've seen a lot of speculation that said that we weren't friends or that we started arguing. I want to cut that down right now and say everyone argues. Everyone goes through moments, but one thing is that we figured out stuff internally. Y'all might have not seen things externally, but we fix things internally because no one needs to know besides us. I've been friends with Max since New Jersey. I was the one who went to his concert. I was there when he had, this is still a lot of viewers, but I was there when he did his first Christmas stuff, when he had 2,000 viewers, putting a phone in a microwave. I was there for a lot of moments with Max, and he was there for a lot of moments with me. There was a moment, and I made sure I could talk about this because I didn't want to just like blow his. Like,
I really wish I had a better community, bro. I swear to God.
There was a
I
moment
think a
where
lot of you
visited him
guys
in the
take yourselves
hospital when
so
he was in the hospital.
seriously, and we come across overall as like the most annoying, boring, fucking smarmy woke scolds on the fucking planet. Like you're not intellectually superior to other people because you're like, Mom, this is lame. I don't care about it. Just fucking tune out. It's fine. You know what I mean?
And we got on good terms. There's been speculation that Max thought I was
Like,
cringe.
please, man, please,
I'm cringe all the
fucking
time.
hell.
I know that, but I also know he didn't mean it in ill intent because we figured out what, like, you know,
I'm
we
giving
figured out our
off
problems.
week-long bans. If you want to,
saying
if
we
you want to
hated
take
Max when he
this
left.
energy into the next year, you
I
can
was
today.
upset.
This is your
Everyone was
opportunity.
upset. But no, it was never hate. It was just sad, and we figured that out internally. I also see a thing that says Max wanted to join back FaZe. I told Max he shouldn't join back FaZe, and I called him before this to confirm this, and he agreed. He shouldn't join back FaZe because of all the hate that he got when he left. I did not want him to get hate rejoining. I did not want people to think that he needed us, and I did not want people to think that he got forced into this, that he felt bad. I told Max, and we sat there in the hospital, and I told him, always believe in yourself, etc. I'll always defend you. I'll always be in your corner, and I'm proud of you. And it was never a thing of I wanted him to join back because I knew there were still problems internally with each other, with everything else. With everything else. I'm super proud of Max, and I really wish I could speak up a little bit more right now, but obviously I can't. For Adapt, I looked up to Adapt in every... Yo, Phantom, shut your ass up, man. You said that you're adding new members to fucking AMP, bro. Shut up, bro. You did not text me to join AMP. I'm just kidding. For Adapt, I want to go down each member. This is not a script. I literally have bullet points that I'm going over that I wrote. No lawyer looked over this. No one looked over this. This is what I wrote. I looked up to Adapt in every aspect, and I've appreciated him always guiding me and recruiting me in the right way. Rain and Adapt originally brought me to a dinner at El Pastel that I'll never remember or never forget. Shout out El Pastel if anyone knows.
It's a good
Rain
restaurant.
and Adapt told me you should join FaZe Clan. When I joined FaZe Clan, it was still, I would say, is the best decision of my life. I had great guidance from Adapt. I had Rain waking me up every single morning, trying to convince me to get out of bed when I was fat, laying in my bed all day. He tried to convince me to get up and change my life, and Adapt did change my life by recruiting me with him. Adapt, I've known about. Cinna, why are you saying was fat out of all people much? Okay, let me lock in. I've known Adapt since 2012. Do you know how insane that is? I've known of Adapt since 2012. I've watched Adapt. I've watched Adapt grow through so many things. I've watched Adapt my whole life, and I've been best friends with him since 2022, and it really hurts me that people on the outside say that we're not friends internally because arguments happen. Everything happens. I've argued with Adapt over personal things, but one thing I can say is we're real friends. This is not... We all figure out things internally, bro. And everyone here who has a friend group, there's always been problems. This is why I also went to therapy. I learned not to gossip. I learned not to judge by anything. I learned to go to the direct contact. That's one
Okay,
thing I
bro,
learned.
stop saying this is like
know
a
what I'm
labor
saying?
capital of relations. If you don't see that you're a left,
Silky.
it's
Silky
fucking.
has taught me
It's
so
still an element of FaZe Clan drama. It's not that serious either. Please, okay. This is not about being a leftist. Not everything has to be. My point is, you don't have to be a fucking leftist or analyze Twitch streams leftistly. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Stop taking. Everybody needs to stop taking themselves so fucking seriously. Just be normal, okay? It's not praxis to fucking watch Twitch
That's why
streams.
I always support him, because the judgment he gets online is so terrible, and I'll always love Silky, and I'll always
Like
support him.
there is definitely
I've
an
known about
element of
Silky
that
also
in this
since
story,
2020,
but they're not talking about that right
when
now.
I used to fucking have my balls in my stomach.
You had that
playing
take 20
box
minutes
fights
ago.
on-
No, because it's true. There is an element of the fucking contract that is the reason for why this obviously fell apart. But like that also doesn't mean that it's like the most prescient issue here. Okay. My job as oh God, I'm done justifying myself. I
helped me
hate
so
that. That's the
much
least favorite part of the stream for
and
me.
had been a great friend forever. He's lifted me up in other ways. People might not like him, but he's lifted me up in other ways that people haven't. Lacey has always supported me and was the first person to help me venture
This is
into
bad
IRL
content to
streaming.
constantly
when
have
we
to
first moved
justify
LA at
myself to
3712
people.
Pablo, and has always been respectful to me, even if I didn't reciprocate the same respect to him. This isn't PR training. These are notes that I wrote, dead ass. There's also things I can't say. Rage. Me and Rage have known each other since 2020. There was a time where me and Rage and Bruce, dare I say DYR, the group DYR, we played Fortnite together one time. I still remember it. He's always been a great friend to me, Rage, and he's helped me with mentality stuff on the back end. You know what I'm saying? He's always been there for me. He's always been a good person. Kason. Even though Kason's 40 years old, he's helped me figure out things, and he's been a supportive friend of mine since 2022. He's always got my back. He's always been there, and he supported me, and I'll forever take that forever to the grave. I only have a couple more things I really want to touch on, but none of our friendships are fake, and it sucks online. It's perceived that way to the public. Even though externally you guys see things, or externally there's so much things that are being talked about, internally, whether that be with each other in person, whether that be with each other over the phone, that some people don't know, everything always gets figured out, and nobody is perfect, and everyone makes mistakes, but that's why we figure things out, and that's what brotherhood is.
So let's look at our boy Adapt and what he's going through. Because like out of everyone that's like sad about leaving FaZe and stuff, as I've told you already, Adapt probably is the most Adapt probably, you know, he this is the worst for him. His whole life. A lot of the hate clip farming is you snapping at the chat to from us and at you as woke scolds. For those of you who don't know, Adapt has been with FaZe for 14 years, okay? For 14 years, and he's 28, so he's been with FaZe for most of his life.
The people that live in this house.
So for me, when he said he was leaving, that was definitely like, oh, they must have really fucked this up.
Say like, when I used to think of FaZe, I used to think of COD and trick shots and this and that. When I think of FaZe, now I think of those guys. And in those guys, it's like, those are the Jasons, right? The Rages, the Silkies, the Rons, the Lacey's, the Me's, you know what I mean? And those people, we are still like this, right? It wasn't on no bad blood, like, oh, I don't fuck with Ron, fuck you, Ron, I'm out. Or it wasn't any of that. It's like, and I can't really get into what it was, but the silver lining and the reason that I feel good and feel hopeful going forward is because that group, this group that we have built around each other, not just with talent, with the people around us as well, right? Like the Bepsies, the Rays, the Gillies, you know? Like that's us. That's what that's what FaZe was. You know what I mean? And it hurts me. It hurts like the kid in me, like the child me that wanted to join FaZe so bad, that grinded so hard for it, and now I'm leaving it. That's the part that it hurts, you know? Because y'all know my story. I've been here for like 14 years. I just wanted to get this off my chest.
Less bait.
And let y'all know how I feel and how all the guys feel, and update you, because I know we didn't update you, but I hope you guys understand, and I hope you guys still are there for us and support us in the ways that you have over the past 2 years, because nothing is going to change from your perspective. You guys are still going to see all of us all on camera, streaming, doing cool shit.
Yeah, this is what I said as well. Yeah. Like they're gonna keep making the same content that they were making. It's just not under the FaZe banner. Because the reality of the matter is content creators do not need organizations. Organizations need the content creators. And that's the problem. If you don't like, if you try to lock them into a more serious contract, if you try to demand additional percentages on the revenues that they're generating for themselves, they're not going to be a part of it. They would have loved to most likely continue doing exactly what they're doing under the FaZe banner, you know, continuing to make content, continue to be in FaZe, continue to FaZe the fuck up, right? It's just like it's silly. It's silly to you know, it's silly to demand more. If you have issues on the revenue side, you have to lock in and either bring in bigger sponsorships and more revenue yourself, or you have to streamline the process. You have to cut some of the areas where cut some of your expenditures. But that's the job. It's a weird situation because it's on the one hand, these guys are like, oh, we're all like the corporate side is basically behaving like they're fucking homies. On the other hand, they also have corporate demands. It's not both. If you're a corporation, you have to do your corporate job. If it's just a corpo situation, then it's just a fucking corpo situation. You know? You can't have it both ways. If you're a family, if you're homies, then you have to literally behave like you are homies. You can't be demanding more of the revenue. You got to be like, hey, listen, like, we're doing this stuff for you. We're having a hard time. You know, it is what it is. Apex just tweeted. What did Apex say? My GOAT. He is one of the OG owners of FaZe too. So this got to be a weird situation for him overall. He's been through a lot. Apex left too? No. That's fucking crazy. Brother, okay, listen. For a lot of you who don't know, first of all, FaZe Apex is Palestinian. Okay? Number one. FaZe Apex, famously, at least for this community, I've talked about this quite a bit. I actually talked about this with Adapt on the new Fear End episode that's coming out on Monday. But Apex is who put me in contact with Norm Finkelstein, okay? Which is such a funny, like kind of a funny way to bring him up in this community. But yeah, so Apex is Palestinian, first of all. From 2011 to 2026, today I'm closing my chapter with FaZe Clan. Thank you for everyone that made it what it was. After joining FaZe nearly 15 years ago on March 6, 2011, today I'm officially stepping away from FaZe Clan. I've been very blessed to spend half of my life as a FaZe member. I'm grateful to everyone who was a part of FaZe and all the viewers who supported the brand at any point over the years. I always intended to see through it to the end and do what I could to help the brand succeed, and it's finally time to close the chapter. As ownership changed over the last couple of years, the leadership shifted in a way that made it difficult for me to get involved again. I have no ownership in FaZe or any related companies and no role or influence in what comes next, but I'll always wish the brand success. I have a lot of love for everyone. I mean, like a lot of these guys were literally through, they stuck through some of the worst scandals in FaZe history. You know what I mean? Like, even if they had no role to play in the scandals themselves, they literally fucking stuck through. I have a lot of love for everyone who helped build FaZe, especially the OGs early on, and I wish I had been able to do more to keep things together over the years. I'll always be proud of what we built together and wish the best for everyone moving forward, new, old, and remaining people involved with the brand. Hashtag FaZe up for life. This is Israel's fault, no joke. Check Norm's Twitter. He said he's leaving too. Not FaZe Fink. Not FaZe Finkelstein. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm gonna slander Israel further and say, yes, Israel's at fault here, okay? It's gotta be. There's gotta be Israel at play. FaZe Pape is leaving? Elon Pape? No. Say it ain't so. Yeah, Rage, I know, left already. Who's even left at FaZe now? I don't know. I think Rug maybe. But I suspect virtually everyone. I suspect virtually everyone will leave at this point because, like, Adapt is like, he was RIP FaZe Mandela. Yeah, it's FaZe Rug and Jev, I think. And I think Swag is still FaZe Swag, who we just saw. He's also, I've played Unk Ball with him before, if you guys remember. I could have fixed all this if they gave me a fucking... I could have... Your podcast co-host, by the way? Oh. That was her doing, it seems. Hasan is still part of their esports division, I think. Yeah, Hasan is no longer affiliated with the other side of the FaZe brand, but the esports side, which is like totally, it's from what I understand, totally separate from the content side. What happened yesterday when you said you were bad in management? Yeah, if only they had given me a FaZe chain, I would have fixed this up, dude. If they gave me a FaZe chain, I would have put this shit, I would have run this ship like the Navy, okay? I don't know about this Charlie D'Amelio shit, but I guess Banks was saying, wow, the ultimate line has been crossed. To lie about something so disgusting and harmful is despicable. You guys are pure evil. For the record, I first met Charlie in April 2024, a couple weeks before her 20th birthday. Our relationship is nobody's business. It's disgusting that these people lied about it to hurt me with zero regard for how it affects her. I'm on the phone with Charlie as I type this. This is beyond unfair. Neither her or I deserve this. And again, we will be in pursuit of the truth and handling this legally moving forward. Our lawyers will be in contact with Playboy Max's team. I don't know where this came from. I don't. Yeah, run it like the Navy as in gay sex in secret. Yes. Banks is filing a lawsuit because of this.
And I want to take that a step further. Put it on God, you ain't fucked that bitch when she was 17. Now, gang, I did a little something like.
Bruce said he was trying to get with her at 17 or something, allegedly. That's fucking insane.
I see she's from Massachusetts too. Like, you slid in her shit. Like, yo, I miss home too. Like, I want to know how you went and fucked that bitch. I know you fucked that bitch because you carrying around like an arm trophy. Bitch can't even drink, gang. Bitch can't even drink.
There was a video or picture of them holding hands when she was 17. No, I don't think she was. I think he's saying, yeah, Banks is saying that she was 20, which is still, again, you know, the fuck. Swag left too? Damn. I guess everybody left. This is wild, dude. I cannot believe how the fucking dominoes fell. I mean, this organization, and it's really funny because you're watching this live and you're probably like, why the fuck do I care about this? But like Philip DeFranco and virtually every other person is going to cover this as like major news come Monday. You know what I mean? Because this was an organization, an esports organization, a gaming organization that was that was around for 15 fucking years. Okay, 15 years. It was a cultural institution at a certain point, going from a bunch of acne-faced teenagers that were trick-shotting to like a group that basically at its peak had like, you know, fucking Snoop Dogg joining it as a marketing opportunity, that kind of thing. It was an entire era. It was a whole thing in and of itself. For a lot of people, this was this was pretty big. Like everyone over a certain age range is like at least watched a compilation or something like that. Maybe not you guys. I mean, clearly not many people here. But you know, you got, dude, look at this. Like this is such news that like USA Today is covering it, okay? Bloomberg News is covering it. USA Today is covering it. It had a fucking SPAC. It had a stock. Oh, she's just laying on the other. Kaya, come in here. Get in here. I didn't even realize she was just like laying on the other side of the door. Okay, yeah, I know. FaZe blew up when I was 12. I'm 29 now. Yeah, that's because we have Zoomers in media nowadays. What the fuck is this? Control-Alt-Delete. Oh, this is when they first announced like the new FaZe roster. Yeah, they had a comic book with Batman. They had so much. They did so much. FaZe Clan exists. FaZe Clan situation explained. Creators exist. Financial disputes. The Times of India. Okay, dude, you sent me a fucking Google share link. Anyway, this is like if Messi, Neymar, and Suarez left Barcelona all at once. Yeah, this is like a Times of India writes about you every day. Oh, they do? Nice. Anyway, here, let's go back to the Max Banks drama.
Like shit, and
well,
to
I
make
gotta
you
go
look
pee.
right. And it's fucking twisted, bro. And this is exactly what I was talking about yesterday as far as all this shit being fake. You guys can read those text messages between me and him and say that this isn't fake. It's the definition. It's the textbook definition of fucking fake. And this is exactly what I was talking about. It's insane. Bro, in Vegas at a UFC event, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to drag other people in. But Max's black manager at the time and other members in FaZe, black ones included, told me to rip the word. They said, yo, we're going to keep it a buck. We need to hear you rip it. I said, really? I said it. Everybody laughed. And they were drinking, and it was an experience. We're building rapport, and we're letting our guards down, and we're being vulnerable. And this is what fucking boys do. This is what actual friends do. And that's what I thought we were doing. I thought we were trying to form an actual relationship, an actual bond. I let my guard down. I said it. It wasn't a big deal then. You knew about this and have known about this, and it was never an issue. So again, it's an issue now because it's convenient, and it's just whack. It's again, this is everything that I tried to say yesterday happening in real time. Explain to me what other reason, why now? Why is it a problem now? Why is Morgan going live? Fat Boy Dip going live? Your cousin who, again, a month ago, you told me, I'm paying my cousin his rent, I'm paying my aunt her rent, my team sucks. Like, bro, I'm in such a bad spot, whatever. Your cousin's literally trying to create a fucking streaming career off of you. You're surrounded by fucking leeches and yes men, bro. And you do have a fucking insane ego, and you do have a problem with flipping back and forth. You admitted it in the text. You guys all just saw it. I'm not just saying shit to say it. I'm not saying things that I haven't said to Max directly either. I've said all this directly to him. And Max, for you to like treat me like this, for you to confide in me, treat me like a mentor, ask me for advice, make me feel like we're totally 100% cool, and then do this today, you have completely proven my point, my friend. To stoop as low as to try to weaponize this fucking word and to paint me out to be this fucking awful guy is crazy, bro. It's crazy. And I'm not even gonna stoop as low, bro. You've said all types of shit, but guess what? Surprise, internet, we all say it. We all say it. Max has said fucking the F slur. Surprise, I've said it too. And so has every other fucking face.
I cannot believe how much time he spends. How much time he spends defending saying not just the M word, but just in general saying slurs. Oh my Lord. I mean, this wasn't like a part of what they were talking about, a part of what like the FaZe. He said some crazy shit while you were gone. I was pissing. Okay, listen to me. Listen to me. Like, ironically enough, if he had just like not done any of this stuff, if he had just not said any of this stuff and he just let bygones be bygones, like none of the FaZe boys that just left brought him up. Like, he's just making issues for himself. He's just creating issues for himself for no fucking reason. Like, I know there will be people that obviously look to this and think this is a brave and bold position. Okay? But you don't want those kind of motherfuckers on your side. You just don't. You do not want these kind. First of all, if you're running around defending this, like, you also limit the collaborative opportunities you have. There is going to come a point in time where I think, like, you know, the cultural forces are going to look back at this, and the new the new black people that you meet are going to remember this, you know? It's just like FaZe Bank's right-wing pivot 2026. Brother, what are you talking about? He already, we literally debated him voting for Donald Trump. 2026 is funny. It's just, I thought that it was more so like, I don't know, I just like Kamala kind of sucks. As opposed to whatever the fuck is going on here.
Going live. Your cousin who, again, a month ago, you told me, I'm paying my cousin his rent. I'm paying my aunt her rent. I'm fucking, my team sucks. Like, bro, I'm in such a bad spot. Whatever. Your cousin's literally trying to create a fucking streaming career off of you. You're surrounded by fucking leeches and yes men, bro. And you do have a fucking insane.
Yeah, this is negative PR video. You're right. It's not a PR video. It's a negative PR video.
You do have a problem with flipping back and forth. You admitted it in the text. You guys all just saw it. I'm not just saying shit to say it. I'm not saying things that I haven't said to Max directly either. I've said all this directly to him. And Max, for you to like treat me like this, for you to confide in me, treat me like a mentor, ask me for advice, make me feel like we're totally 100% cool, and then do this today, you have completely proven my point, my friend. To stoop as low as to try to weaponize this fucking word and to paint.
Bro, I need to bring something up here, but like, Max didn't do that, and weaponize this word is a ridiculous thing to say about you saying the M word, dude. What the fuck?
Me out to be this fucking awful guy is crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Like, I'm the victim. I'm the victim of this situation where I said the N word when referencing a black former employee is, oof. It's fucking crazy.
Crazy. And I'm not even gonna stoop as low, bro. You've said all types of shit, but guess what? Surprise, internet, we all say it. We all say
You're wrong. You're wrong with this one. It's not defense. It is not defense. Bro, this makes no sense. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong with this one. Are you talking to me or are you talking to him? Are you responding to the information on your screen, or are you responding to me?
Say it. Max has said fucking the F slur. Surprise, I've said it too. And so has every other fucking FaZe member. And so does every other group of friends behind the scenes. You guys want to farm that? Then please be real about all of it. Please stand on business, Max. I can't believe you went live and really said, I left FaZe and y'all were on me and it was a right decision, whatever. Bro, a month ago, you asked to join back. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, but it's convenient for you to say it now. It's easy for you to farm 100,000 viewers. It's easy for you to look right now and appeal to your community and inflate your ego even further. So that's what you do. And that's what these fucking people do.
He said they made him feel like he could be vulnerable, so he said the N-word. Oh my God. It's just like even outside of like what the word entails or like the power that it holds or whatever, like you need to understand, like, you just look mad corny when you're defending this stuff, especially at the age of 34. Like, if you want to be corpo, you got to be corpo. You can't be corporate and also this at the same. I mean, you shouldn't be this regardless, whether you're corporate or not. But it's just. Did you hear him say the N-word in this video? No, I was peeing. Did he? Trump's America. Kind of wild. He's doing this while wearing the Iron Cross human t-shirt. No, dude, that's not a fucking symbol that you're. Oh my God. It's nothing. That's just a brand, okay? That has nothing to do with anything. Please, guys. Like, he didn't put that on. He didn't put that t-shirt on to be like, this is who I am. Please. He's defending saying the N-word.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I am so fucking sorry to everybody that's ever shared this name. This has been a fucking nightmare. Like I said, the last 2 days have been so painful. Rugrat, Adapt, Tommy, Norden, fucking all of you, everybody, especially all the new guys. I know a lot of you guys are fucking bummed on me. And that's this is really how I want to end this video.
I mean, if you're joking about how ironic it is, sure. But if you're being like serious about this analysis and you think it's a dog whistle, you're crazy.
These guys are going to talk tomorrow. I'd like to just like leave it at this. This is all 100% my fault. For 72 hours, the fingers have been pointed at me. This is your fault. You ruined this. You fucked this up. This is all your fault. And you're absolutely right. You're 100% right.
Bro should have said nothing. Honestly, I don't understand why he said anything. You should have said nothing at all. Literally. Like, even from a PR standpoint, if I'm doing PR for Banks in this situation, I'm telling him, do not say a single fucking thing. Don't even tweet out that it's not your fault or anything like that. Don't say anything. Why would you say anything? Even without knowing all this background information that we know now, it's just the literal worst thing to get yourself involved in. Who cares if people fucking blame you? Like, when the former FaZe boys are gonna come out, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, we love FaZe. We're obviously very we're very fortunate to have been a part of something so cool. It just didn't work as a contract thing. But now you just basically, now you have a magnet on you. You have like, and people are gonna beam you on it over and over again. They were doing that. I know, but it doesn't matter. The reality of the matter is, especially if you're not like literally streaming every day, and he's not, you're just, there's no reason for you to have a say in this at all. You just, like, the most, he tweeted the first thing, okay? And then the most he received, the most feedback he received, negative feedback he received after tweeting the first thing was literally Max playing the laugh track over his tweet. That's it. I think his ego. It's just like, it's just ego. It has to be. It has to be ego. Hasan, you're extending too much charitability here. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not doing that at all. I think a lot of you look at this stuff and you just want me to, I don't know, be more black and white about this. There's no more black and white I can be.
Where everybody got it wrong and why I responded emotionally yesterday and why am I...
To be fair, Ron and Jason's communities hated his guts for months since he made remarks about both Ron and Jason's girlfriends happened same time as the latest crypto scam and he was never going to recover. Yeah, but once again, okay, the number one thing in this situation is to just not do those things. The number one thing you can always do, you can always rely on is not saying hurtful shit about your talent's girlfriends. That's number one. Number two is to, or actually number one is to just not say the N-word, right? But if you have done that already, then there is under no circumstances should you be running around trying to defend it. It just doesn't make any sense. It's free. It's free 99. Okay. It is the easiest difficulty thing to do is to just not say slurs and also, you know, not involve yourself in unnecessary controversy. He is not defending it. He's mad. He's not mad that his friend outed him for saying the word. He's mad that his friend outed him. It's not defending the word. He's salty about the bond they had and how it's insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Bro, you are so fucking you're a strange guy, dude. You are a fucking weirdo, okay? It's a very strange assessment that you're making here. He literally is saying everyone says it. The fuck do you mean? That is the defense. What an incredibly absurd thing to do. 1432 is the part everyone's talking about. What is this 1432? Is that the part where I missed it because I was pissing?
Bro, in Vegas at a UFC event, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to drag other people in, but Max's black manager at the time and other members in FaZe, black ones included, told me to rip the word. They said, yo, we're going to keep it a buck. We need to hear you rip it. I said, really? I said it. Everybody.
Did I hit it like that? Is that what the hard B is? I just did that. Is that what I did? I heard it. I heard it just now. That's why people were so mad. They were like, wow, what the fuck? I can't believe you said black people with the hard B. Now you understand the hard B? Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I see it a little bit, the emphasis. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like, wait, someone clip it, I'd like to know. Does no one understand the difference between your black friends wanting you to say it, so you doing it, and then using it in a derogatory manner when upset with a black streamer is not difficult? Yeah, but even then, just don't fucking say it, dude. I don't give a shit. There's been plenty of moments where it was like, oh yeah, come on. Like, there's been plenty of moments with my friends that have fucked around in a similar fashion. I just don't say it. Who gives a fuck? You control what comes out of your mouth. Like, that's it. See, you saying the hard B is worse than him being egged on to say it? Wait, what? No, I'm not saying that at all. Brother, what are you saying? This isn't even on some woke shit, I feel like. I just don't understand it. There's no need. There's no necessity. It makes no sense. It was a QTE and he failed? Yeah. Anyway, again, this is not even supposed to be something that we heard about, right? Something that we even knew about. And yet, now we do. And it's partially because he just, you know, he just feels hurt. And now people know a lot more about what the fuck he was up to. And I don't think anyone's going to look at this and be like, well, I certainly think the 34-year-old in this equation who is defending saying the N-word is the right party here. Or at least the ones that will say that are not the type of people you want on your side anyway, you know?
Rugrat, Adapt, Tommy, Norden, fucking all of you, everybody, especially all the new guys. I know a lot of you guys are fucking bummed on me. The fingers have been pointed at me. This is your fault. You ruined this. You fucked this up. This is all your fault. And you're absolutely right. You're 100% right. Where everybody got it wrong and why I responded emotionally yesterday and why my original plan was to fucking expose everything and fucking lay it all out and show you guys. I just want you guys to see my heart. I want you guys to see where my intentions are and were. And it really, truly, and honestly was just to bring this FaZe shit back to a point that I could be fucking proud of again. And I did. I sold a dream to the business side. I said, yo, this is a good bet to take. Invest this money. Let's buy this brand and let's kickstart this content crew. And it'll work. This new streaming shit, it's wave. These fucking kids are awesome. They're going to be fucking superstars. And then on the side of the guys, I told them all, join FaZe. It's going to be the best decision you've ever made. And
sometimes we are testing our boyfriends when we egg them on, and the ones that still don't say it pass the test. I
couldn't build the bridge between the two. I told this side, I want you guys to own FaZe. I told this side, the guys need to own FaZe. I had these conversations and I tried my hardest in the beginning stages of this shit, and it didn't work out. And the common denominator is me. It didn't work out because of me. And for that, I'm sorry. And even you, Max, I am sorry to you for that. That is where I fucked up. That is what I'll stand on and take to the chin, is in a fucking twisted, fucked up way. This all 100% is my fault. I'm not just saying that. I'm not.
So Dunn just said Banks sold FaZe to the IDF. I'm gonna need to know what the fuck that means. Yeah, dude, it's FaZe Netanyahu now. Israel is somehow involved in this. I know it.
Trying to garner sympathy, it really is, and that's why whatever comes next for me, I 100% earned it and 100% deserved it. Yeah, at this point, I'm just trying to explain where this all came from. I wish more than anything you guys could see all of this from my POV, and you guys could see into my heart and into my brain and understand the play.
Meanwhile, the billionaire dude who owns 75% of FaZe and is the person who fucked everything up directly is getting away scot-free because he just shut the fuck up. Yeah. Also because he knows that if he ever wants to fucking retain talent under new management and the management structure that he wants to create, then he can't be coming out and making videos like this, talking about who amongst us hasn't said the N-word, you know, in a vulnerable moment. That's the difference. If you want to be corporate, you got to be corporate, okay? Could you imagine the fucking CEO of DraftKings, the billionaire CEO of DraftKings coming out and being like, listen, guys, you know, it was a vulnerable moment. That's an odd thing, right? You can't do that. Yes, I actually can. I mean, in this day and age, low-key, I can too. I'm going to be honest. It is definitely, there's still a stink of that anti-woke shit. It's DraftKings, dog. There's still that anti-wokeness roaming the fucking streets, you know?